Welcome everybody to the Windy City Savage. We are live. We are back at it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the Pointy Man SG3. How y'all doing tonight? Go ahead, host. Kick it away.
You know that intro. It's time for business, and let's kick it off with the results, the grades of World's End AEW. So we shut down the new year, well, 2025.
They're all there pretty soon.
Yep, we shut down 2025 with a decent card. All right, a good pay-per-view, might I say. One that was much needed after a couple of lackluster pay-per-views that we have from the other promotions.
That's right.
So look, overall, let's talk about some ups and lows. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This wasn't greatest. This wasn't the worst.
It was better.
It was decent. It was
no, compared to what we've been getting.
yeah,
It's been better.
a little bit better. Continental Classics tournaments. So we knew there was another title on the line. We knew the participants. We had Kyle Fletcher, Okada, Takeshita, and John Moxley all battled it out. We started off the match with Okada versus Takeshita. And what a match that was. It wasn't that bad. I thought it could have been better, but you don't want to overtake it on time, and we still have a longer tournament to go throughout that night. But Okada picks up the win, and might I mind you, all these guys are in the Don Callis family, and the way it was surprising in the ending. Obviously, Don Callis did, put some brass knuckles inside the turnbuckle, planted it out later for Kyle Fletcher, but Okada found them, took advantage, hit Takeshita for the win. Takeshita gets eliminated, Okada advances, and this sets up a potential storyline in my eyes where Takeshita is probably going to turn face pretty soon and get himself out of the Don Callis family because he kind of got screwed over here.
Yeah, he did. He was about to get screwed over.
Yeah. And let's just go. This is not going to be in any type of order. Let's go into the next one, which will be Kyle Fletcher versus John Moxley. And I remember saying that I wouldn't be surprised if Moxley wins this whole tournament, and wins the whole.
I didn't want him to win.
Well, look, I got my. So this is where the controversy lies in. This is, I guess, their versions of John Cena's.
Literally.
So, so let's just continue on. All right. Kyle Fletcher versus John Moxley wasn't a bad match. It was a pretty good match, actually. I don't think it was the greatest. I don't think it was worse. There was a point where John Moxley even ripped out his own tooth out. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I see that now.
Yeah, he was about to steel steps and his tooth was wobbly. He just said, fuck it. Pulled it out and just went at it, dude. So he really did cause himself to bleed that night.
What's different than any other night, though?
Yeah, well, lately he hasn't bled too much, so it's been good to blood. But overall, the match was pretty decent. I thought it was good. Moxley picks up the win. Surprising win. But overall, he picks up the win, and overall, I thought it was a great spot. Because, put it this way, I would explain myself why in a bit. But let's just talk about some other matches that we had that night. And one of them was Mercedes Moné, Athena versus the Babes of Rats.
Captain Crimson Mask Moxley.
Yep.
Service.
So we got the Babes of Rap versus Monet and Athena. Overall, it was actually not a bad match. So the Babes of Rap retained, which was much needed. And during the match, like I said, this coming year, it's gonna be Monet's downfall year. Because like I said, 2025 was her up year.
Yeah.
But now she's losing all these titles. Now she's slowly falling apart. And now you're starting seeing the cracks because there's one title she hasn't won.
Which is the AEW Women's title.
But you don't want to just stick it to her resume and present title list is already. You want to have her downfall before she goes back up and wins the big one. And slowly but surely it's getting there because she's the one that got pinned during the match. She's the one that Athena had to argue with after the match. She's the one that had the segment backstage with Renee Dupree on what just happened, she went all crazy. And when they talked about Willow, the one that got her, got the pin on her, said, Willow on AEW Dynamite, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. No bleed, no nothing. Straight up. Monet means money. Monet means business. Monet's going to get that ass come Dynamite. Let's see how that goes.
Which is in 2 days.
2 days. Let's just see how it goes. I think I like the storyline. Before she went back and outraged herself again, I like the way this direction is going for Monet this year. I love the Beza Rap. I think they're one of the best tag teams right now in AEW. And the pairing of Holly Cameron and Willow Nightingale, perfect. So
it makes them unstoppable.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent match. Not the best, not the worst. It was all right. Let's talk about another one. And the CEO, Creative Control. Well, that's what they say.
She says she has none, though. Let me interject there. She says she has none.
Well, Tony Khan says it too. So I don't know what to say about that. All righty. So let's talk about another match. Let's talk about Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd. Smoking like a true politician, yeah. Darby Allin, Gabe Kidd. Look, this match was all right. I really think this was a filler match. And it's sad to say for Darby Allin, but this match has no reason to be there, really. This is a drag-on feud from the Death Riders and Darby Allin. It had no true meaning. It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a match that should have been there. It could have had another match included instead of this one. So, to me, it was a throwaway match. Darby Allin picks up the win, which I don't think we're shocked.
No.
Yeah, so to me, it was a throwaway match. I had nothing much to say about that.
It's because Chicago and Chicago loves Darby. That's why.
Yeah. And, speaking of Chicago, we had a Chicago street fight with the Bullet Club Gold, or the Bang Bang Gang, versus FTR.
That one.
This match was pretty decent. Some crazy spots. Stokely, this was the craziest spot of the night. Stokely missed the table. So there was a spot where Stokely was interfering a couple of times, and Juice Robinson finally had enough. And so Stokely's like, wait, I'm not in part of this match. No. And so he got out, he came back, interfered once again, but this time he's on the apron. There's a table behind him. So Juice basically makes him fall, and he's supposed to have the spot landing on the table, but he misses the table. He only got a little bit of his legs on it, and just lands on his back and then his head to the ground. And for a guy who's not a wrestler, that's got to hurt because he's not prepared for those type of landings. He was prepared for a table spot, not a landing behind the head. So that one was crazy. FTR picks up the win thanks to help from Moxley. Stokely obviously picks up the win, and FTR retains. I really wanted to see the Bang Bang Gang win this one, but look, FTR,
they're a great tag team, man. They're a great tag team.
They're a good tag team, but they really don't want to take the belt off of them right now.
They're hot. There's some money. There's some merchandise, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want something spontaneous. I want something new.
Don't get me wrong. We do, but at the same time, it's like if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, but eventually we get tired of this stuff.
Yes, we do.
Regardless, it is what it is. FTR
over OG Era Bloodline Usos.
That's basically what they are right now.
No, he's saying are they are they better than the Usos right now? Would you say the fact that they're better than Bloodline Usos?
Subjective. Depends what type of style of wrestling you like. If you like that old school storyline driven matches, then FTR is your boys. If you're like that fast paced type of no selling type of over and over again, then the OG Uso bloodlines your guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeet.
Yeet. Hi, Mika.
New tag teams, by the way.
Yeah. How do you feel about that one? We'll talk about it later, but give me your thoughts.
I mean, once they announced the match, it was already a given.
Absolutely.
It was a given. So regardless, look, that was a pretty decent match too. Not the best, not the worst. For Street Fight, it was all right. We have the mixed nut match. I think that's what it was called.
It's called the mixed nut match.
Yeah. That was pretty funny, and I feel like that was a Tony Storm idea. I just don't know why, but the whole mixed nut match just sounds like more of her concept of idea of tag team. So we had the Death Riders versus the Globulination with Tony Storm on their behalf going at it. So I didn't really expect this match to be any type of good. I thought it was like a filler match, something to get Tony Storm and the Death Riders and the rest of the guys something to do.
Oh,
Oh fuck me! Oh, what happened? Oh, sorry guys, technical difficulties. That was embarrassing. So put it this way. Overall, it wasn't a bad match at all. It was pretty good. I don't know about you, but this had no reason to be that great. It was great. I liked it. Reason why it had storyline, it had chemistry. The Death Riders weren't that bad. Everything that was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot more expected. Tony Storm, he's a great wrestler. I really loved her in this match. Her with your boy Freshly Squeezed stole the spotlight with the dance that they had. They tangled with some move sets. Literally, tangled with some move sets. Best spot of the night, in my opinion. It was great. Even after the match, when they went to celebrate, he did have that orange Freshly Squeezed jump on her as well, as cheering on. Look, it's great. I thought it was awesome. Overall, liked it. Any thoughts at all on this?
I'll be honest with you. I love the names that Tony Tony Khan comes up for some of this stuff. It's hilarious. The mixed nut match. That's funny. Secondly, though, I love with a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. Este Freshly Squeeze, Orange Cassidy. I love him. He's funny. He's awesome. Those devastating kicks, man. Definitely does hurt. And you honestly do the thing I love about him is that he has a slot style. The king of slot style. He calls himself,
which he is,
and he just has fun with it. And you could tell like when he's into the match, he's like really really in. I saw him one time perform against Will Ospreay in Chicago. It was a fantastic match. Honestly, I feel like they both brought out the best of each other in that match. And again, that's the kind of competitor that Will Ospreay is. And every single time that you see Orange Cassidy out, you're gonna get the best of him. By the way, brother, I hate to tell you this, but I think that your microphone is actually turned off.
Really?
Yeah. Also, one more thing. Couple comments. We got a yeet, no yeet, yeet. Mid-card Jay Uso now in your city. Yeet. Jay is down since day one until Jimmy calls. At this point, though, that's me and Nick going back and forth. This is actually pretty awesome. Love it. Love the comments. Keep it coming.
Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. It's off already.
Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Technical difficulties. Mic check.
Hold on. Let me see. Yep. There it is. You're good.
All right. Mic check. Let's go. All right. Back to it. Continental Classic returns back again. Okada versus Jon Moxley. All right. This match wasn't too bad. Look, it wasn't the greatest match. It wasn't the worst match. It was an okay match. All right, let's get to the controversial spot. Moxley
winning.
Back and forth. They finally get a little back and forth. So Okada low blows him. So Okada goes for the low blow. All right. Looks like he's about to get Moxley for the win. But Moxley kicks out. Moxley comes back, low blows him of his own, pins him, wins it. And let's just get to it. All right. Let's just jump to it. Why don't you guys like it is my opinion. I'll give you my 2 cents why I actually prefer Moxley going over. I want to hear your guys' opinion.
Well, you first. Why do you prefer him to go over?
Moxley, it made more sense. If you watch Moxley's promos for the last couple of weeks, he's been turning into a babyface slowly. So he's lost a couple of matches in the Continental Classic as well won. So remember, the whole idea of the Death Riders was this. And this is slow book storytelling at its finest. Now, I'm not saying it's great, the whole Death Rider this whole year. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. There's some highs and lows that we're going to talk about in the review. But the point was for the Death Riders was they want the very best out of everyone in AEW. And this Continental Classic was it. It was the very best wrestlers going at it. And I will say this is the best tournament that I've seen in quite a while. It was better than the last time is now tournament. I'll tell you that. It was better than the other ones, in my opinion, the other Continental Classics. It was just great. Overall, we had really good wrestling, really good substitution. When Darby got injured, we had Jack Perry. Overall, it brought the best. And for me, okay, let's put it this way. Why is it that you guys prefer Okada when Okada already has a championship from the last Continental Champion when he unified them? It just doesn't make sense. You know, he won one, he unified one with Kenny. To him to go over again, it doesn't make much storyline sense. Now, if this was a Kyle Fletcher, okay, but he didn't make it that far. If this was a, what's it called, Takeshita, I would have gave my boy Takeshita the win. The only issue is you guys also had to see it coming that you had 3 Don Callis family members in the tournament. Do you guys expected all 3 to really win or the oddball to stick out? This also sets up 3 different conflicts for the future of 2026 if they do it right. Now, I'm not saying Tony Khan's going to do it right. He could just fumble this shit like he always does. But if he does it right, this is a good storyline heading to 2026. And out of this, we had, so let's put it this way. I was there live, all right? And the crowd was in favor just for Jon Moxley winning this thing. It turned on Okada into more of a Jon Moxley crowd. And when Jon Moxley won it, the whole crowd exploded. So I get the backlash online, but the energy inside the building was a little bit different. And the promo that he cut afterwards felt the babyface turn of Jon Moxley because he did explain in his promo that he finally got the very best wrestlers to wrestle out. He feels like he accomplished his mission. And that was to get the very best out of these wrestlers. This whole time, this was his mission. He got out of it. And so now he felt justified as this win. And he said he's proud of everybody out there. So he gave his dabs out there. It made sense. The only criticism I do have is that I would love to see a Death Rider turn by that time he turned babyface on the promo, because it doesn't make sense where one guy is a babyface and the rest of these guys are still heels. And mind you, there was one guy that wasn't there though the whole night, and that was Pac. Now he could have missed a flight because he's from England. Yep. Or maybe he's the new leader of the Death Riders. Because I don't think everybody's gonna follow this babyface Jon Moxley. I think he's gonna get kicked out eventually, but that's gonna be on our 2026 review. So overall, just give me your guys' opinion. I'm here to listen. Look, in the end, you guys have your opinions, but that's just my opinion. I thought it was much needed. I thought it was good. It makes more sense if you're gonna set up a storyline with 3 guys from the Don Callis family all going against each other, but potentially 2 might be leaving the family itself. So yeah, no, go ahead, guys.
So here's my take on that one. Is John winning the tournament. Cool, awesome, fantastic, wonderful. Congratulations to him. No, nothing bad about it. And that aspect. However, though, what does it do for his resume? He's already a legend in AEW.
It increases.
But what does it really add, though? At this point, you could have had Kyle Fletcher get the title, who was already your upcoming Rookie of the Year by many people, given that title. So it's like, dude, if you want to solidify him for that, let him go ahead and go forward and win the whole Continental Championship. You still, even if Moxie would have lost, even if Moxie, thank you, Nick, give it to Fletcher. Even if Moxie would have lost, I don't think that could have caused any. Either way, you could have seen it at 2 ways. You could have had Moxie winning, causing a rift in the Don Callis family and with the Death Riders, or Moxie losing, causing a rift with the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. Regardless, you could have caused a rift. And it's like, at this point, what then is going to happen to Kyle Fletcher? And that's what I get worried with Tony Khan, is the fact that there's moments where he's like, he has an upcoming star like Hook, and then all of a sudden just you don't hear from them, and they just start honestly lower than mid card.
So let's put it this way: the year that Kyle Fletcher had, I'm not worried about him going downhill because I feel like Tony Khan, this is his next runner up. This is his future.
We felt the same way about Hook.
I never felt that way. I'm sorry. I never thought Hook was going to be the guy. I thought he was going to be the mid Carter guy. And right now, he's not even close to that. Preferably, look, I haven't seen this much talent, this much. Look, so put it this way: Tony Khan has strapped the rocket to Kyle Fletcher throughout the years. I mean, he got himself a main event on a pay per view and a title shot. On top of that, he's gotten titles, he's gotten wins. I don't see this as being a bad thing because it was obvious that you expected 3 guys to win that night, and there was the one guy that no one expected. And that one guy ended up turning out to be the underdog in a weird way. No one, let's be real. Did anyone expect Moxley to come out that night?
I could have been. I could have. Fletcher was one, but Moxley was my strong two.
I felt like everybody thought it was Fletcher, Okada, and then it was a tie between Takeshita and Moxley. And even then,
I didn't think Okada was going to take it though. I felt like Okada could have gotten to the final, but not win it.
But what was the point for Okada at that point? It didn't make any sense either because he's already unified titles. He wanted the Continental, and there's no storyline besides the storyline with Takeshita. There's no further storyline for him right now. So that's also the issue right now.
But that's what I'm saying though. If you look at it with Okada winning, you're right. It doesn't do anything for him.
Nope.
However, though, like I said, I only saw him in the final, but I didn't see him winning. I did actually see him going to the final. When I was like looking again, I'm like, damn, I should have got Okada because I think I picked Takeshita. But I was like, you know what? Okada's I see going to the final, but I don't see him winning. From the first match was Okada versus Takeshita. I didn't see any win. Fletcher and Moxley said, winner's going to come out of here. And yet, I wish I would have given it to Fletcher. Because again, that really could have just, again, as you said, strapped the rocket and really just hammered him home.
Okay.
In the last event of the year. Quickly, 2 comments.
Yeah.
Hasn't Tony fumbled the bag on young talent before? And then it was never a matter of if, only a matter of when for Moxley.
Let's put it this way. I just don't see it as a bad thing. Because look, in WWE, we had guys been pushed to the moon like this before. Roman, Cody, Seth. And I can go with the names even from the OGs eras. It's not a bad thing sometimes. Look, in the end of the day, I felt like it was justified because it was part of his Death Rider storyline coming to an end. Because that was a whole feel-good moment in his speech. Because if you go back to the last couple of weeks, he's been cutting promos after promos about the tournament, and it just seemed like it was his babyface turn. And we went from the heelish Mox to we're back to it. I'm proud of you guys, Moxley. I don't think it was a bad thing. I could understand the worrisome. I do. And I'm gonna be on your side because Tony has fumbled before. But I just don't see Kyle Fletcher going back down after the year he had. Because name me a guy, another rookie that had a great year like Kyle Fletcher. And it just went downhill. A great year like Kyle Fletcher had. Jack Perry had a couple of months. And he was really just getting steam hot from the CM Punk movement, unfortunately. MJF, rookie year, he's still at it. All right. Who else? Sammy Guevara, the other pillar, he has some backstage incidents and some controversies.
Along with his wife.
Yeah, plus he's in Ring of Honor. That's this punishment at this point. Name me another pillar. Darby Allin, well, he wants to go out there, do stunts, go climb Mount Everest. So he can't be on TV all the time. Okay, Warlow, I'll give you that. But let's just be real. Tony Khan doesn't like his big man. He doesn't like big guys. Kyle Fletcher is the type that Tony Khan goes for. You know how we used to make fun of Vince that loves his strong guys, you know? Tony Khan has a type. That type is Kyle Fletcher. He's athletic. He's pretty good at the mic. I mean, look, to me, he has the potential in the world to be Tony Khan's number one. I just don't see him being the Warlord. I'm seeing him as being the future of AEW. And sometimes you have to lose in order for you to still get pushed up. It's just part of the thing. And I feel like this storyline is going to progress to 2026. But I can see your worrisome. And Go ahead.
Here's my worry, dude. And again, I don't wish bad upon anybody. It's not in my nature. It never has been. I don't wish bad on anybody. Knocking on wood, that Fletcher doesn't get hurt. Because if Fletcher gets hurt, then what happens to the momentum? That's what I'm saying. This is the kind of thing that, like, it catapults a rookie to a higher level. It catapults a rookie who just had superstar of the year, wrestler of the year for rookies. It does so much for them.
So
And it propels them because it's like, you know what, dude, I remember him. I remember him winning. I remember everything he did. So it's awesome. And it keeps going forward. And that's why, like, I don't personally, I would have seen Moxie maybe win next year's. Screw it. But it's like, if you have the guy who literally stood out from all of the rookies across every single promotion, that should tell you something about where to strap the rocket on. And again, like I said, I wish no harm on anyone and I wish no bad on anybody. But if Fletcher does get hurt, then this could actually taint and hurt his career. And it's always going to be a matter of what if he would have won.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, take how many wrestlers this year has gotten injured, come back, and the momentum is still there. It's up to the promoter itself to do the job of promoting. Liv Morgan got injured, and if anything, she's popular more than ever now. Dom is injured currently. We're not going to see him probably in a couple of weeks on TV. Does not do anything bad for his popularity. It's up to the promoters.
Would he have had the same popularity if he didn't have the titles that he has?
Dom Mysterio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think he does. I think it's the character itself in the end. And I think Kyle Fletcher has solidified that character already in 2025. I just think he's now finally on that level of pillars. And I feel like he's actually an AEW future pillar that they want and they need.
So let's go back with all. We have a lot of comments. Thank you again for commenting. We really do appreciate this. On paper, Jey Uso had a great year, but went downhill because Cena put Jey over at Rumble, faced Gunther Mania for the heavyweight title, wins, and has run with it, only to be exposed as mid-card champion. The injury thing is what keeps all his momentum because he is missing WrestleMania season again this year. Dom, question mark, what I just brought up. But that, by the way, that's Mija. Hi, Mija. But that messes Dom's momentum because he now needs to drop both titles all of a sudden. And what happened with Dom? That I'm aware of, I think he has extra soldier injury.
So one question at a time. All right, so let's just go to...
It's the same question, just what happened with Dom, and then basically Nick is just basically commenting with us.
All right, look, so what happens with Dom all of a sudden if he tops the title? His popularity is still there, my man. Look, in the end of the day...
I think what she's saying is what happened to Dom, like why is he hurt?
No, but I'm talking about the next one afterwards. Okay. The momentum is still there. Even if he drops all of his titles, he's still over the heel. If he comes back, he could come back as one of the biggest baby faces in 2026 if he's out in a period of time. Look, it has happened before. Okay, so let's take another guy. MJF left for quite a while in 2025 to film some couple of movies, made his return, and he put himself more over than ever. And he's won the title. So it's up to promoter too to do its job. So I don't think it's also part of him injured, leaving. If the momentum is there, the crowd's over with you. The crowd's going to love you no matter what. It's up to the promoter to do the rest of his job. I don't think the injury, I don't think the loss, I don't think none of that stops that. If they keep getting over you, that's a good thing. It's not going to end you. The Rock losing to Austin when The Rock was rising, did that hurt The Rock at WrestleMania 15? It just catapulted him to the next level.
Because of a great match they had.
Yes, exactly my point. And Moxley and Fletcher did have a great match. So it doesn't hurt momentum. And The Rock was the rookie. And was supposed to be the next top rookie. It didn't hurt him. It just pushed him, elevated even more. Because Vince still saw potential on The Rock and still pushed him. So I get what you're saying. But that's more on the promoter. Now, if Tony Khan fumbles, now we have to hold Tony Khan accountable for the next year. And let's just hope that doesn't happen. Let's not throw salt at the wound yet, man, you know?
But again, that's like I said, coming from like an outside perspective, that's my worry. Again, and yeah, you know what, with The Rock and Austin, when they had their stuff, by the way, what happened with Dom? We haven't answered the question. I think Dom has a shoulder injury for right now, right? He has a little bit of a shoulder tear or something like that.
Yeah, he hasn't been appearing on Raw, if you notice.
Yeah, he hasn't.
And if he does, it's probably going to be little promos and stuff until they really figure out what they're going to do with them. And he might just drop the titles eventually.
If I'm not mistaken, he's out indefinitely at this moment, right? That's what WWE came out and said today. He's out indefinitely due to injury.
So he's probably going to drop those titles vacant. So, yeah.
I see another tournament coming. So, a couple things. It's like when Dom comes back, he's going to be cheered. His heel heat is over. Yes. Give me 1 second. I guess so, but this show doesn't have a lot of big names due to injuries. The show suffers. And again, that's where I'm coming from. Because you can make another name with Fletcher in that point. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Jacob Fatu, Bianca Belair will be cheered upon return. But in the meantime, they suck at storyline right now. And they really do.
Well, so, yes, that is true. But with the right type of wrestlers, you should be able to fill in that vacant spot of these wrestlers, these newcomers. That is on the promoter's fault. They're not going to put this on WWE because this is also an AEW thing, a TNA thing, and every other promotion. If the promotion itself cannot fill in that void with the next man up, then, they're not doing their job in the way. They're depending on one guy to do the whole show. And that's what you shouldn't be doing, is depending your most popular guys to get you over all the time, because they're not going to be 100%. No one is. This is a really
risky business.
Yeah, really stressing your body type of business.
Another one, crazy.
Yep, crazy it is. So put it this way, I just don't see it as bad. I could understand your guys' thoughts and opinions. We're just going to have to see it into the future how this plays out. In the end, I can see both sides, what I'm saying. I know this is going to be controversial.
I can see both sides.
This is basically their Cena.
Yeah. And again, I can see both sides. I can see both sides where it's like, cool. And you know what? Oh, dude, who was another guy that had a rookie like that from WWE? And I'm like, damn, that all that momentum was stopped. I forgot who recently. Damn it. Never mind. I'll remember it back to then. Like Stephanie McCoy got called up, and we can say that her run on the main roster has been underwhelming because the casuals do not understand the hype behind her. WWE needs to do better with character development.
So, for the first question, it's not that casuals doesn't understand the hype behind her. It's that the issue is WWE does a bad job promoting Stephanie McCoy. We see her once in a while on TV. We get a little promo here and there, but there hasn't been any really developing storylines. Besides these last 3 weeks with Nikki Bella and this whole angle going on, even then it just feels lackluster. It doesn't feel like it's there. That's the issue, is that you're not getting in any character development. And I think that's the next thing that says, do better character development. That's what it falls into.
She's a one-move wrestler. Devil's kiss.
Yes, in a way. So look, she's not that. Okay, so put it this way.
Block a comment.
No, so put it this way. It's not that she's a one-move wrestler. It's that WWE makes her a one-move wrestler. I have seen Stephanie McCoy wrestle before WWE, wrestled in New Japan, wrestle obviously in AEW. I saw this person wrestle. I remember sending you guys in a chat saying, this woman's going to be the next star.
Yeah.
And yes, it happened, but the issue is WWE just wants that devil's kiss, like spam that stuff night after night after night. Eventually it is going to get cringe and boring. It's fun to watch, but it gets eventually going to get cringe to keep hearing. Nikki Bella, emojis, heart, black heart, kitty. All right.
She heard me when I said, can we block a comment? She says, no. Broomstick would have performed better tonight. And here's the thing. I don't agree with Vince Russo on everything, although he did say, if you struggle to speak American or speak English, you need a mouthpiece to cut promos for you.
In a way, he's not wrong. Back in the day, some 80s wrestlers, even some 90s wrestlers, when their English wasn't pretty well, it's not just, any race, it's nothing like that. Sometimes it was better with the mouthpiece. It just happens. It just gets you more over, unless you're like Asuka. Now, just by your looks and talk and motion, you get yourself over somehow. She's special in a way.
Even Asuka was kind of cringe on the mic.
Little bit, yeah, because it didn't really make sense. This whole angle tonight, it just didn't. A lot of tonight's Raw was kind of.
It's just first it was recorded. Secondly, though, it's just
No, it was live.
it was actually live.
Yeah, that was live.
Oh, I thought because the way Netflix made it sound, it wasn't live.
No, they said they were going to be back live on their last week's show. It said on Netflix, we'll be back live next week.
Because when I was looking up Netflix, it just said Raw live. Excuse me, and this was yesterday. They said live January 5th.
I don't know,
but they never said anything about tonight being live.
That's what it's.
So, yeah, that's why I think it's a little bit on the that's a little bit of a question right there because were they live or were they not?
I thought they were live because I remember them saying they'll be back live last week and they're pre-recorded this week.
No. A couple things. So especially if you are world champion, so I do agree with Nick on that one. If you are world champion and if you're not that good on the mic or not there on the mic just yet, you need someone to speak for you. Yeah. And I feel like that's what initially Nikki Bella was going to be brought for Stephanie, but Nikki was like, "No, dude, I am Nikki Bella. I'm coming here for the title for one more run." I don't
think. How are you going to put Nikki Bella on? That just kind of seems dumb in a way. You got to have somebody.
Who would you put for
anybody that's from the NXT roster that wants a call up? Just put them there. But Nikki Bella, I have to agree. Look, I think that's just dumb. Nikki Bella is a Hall of Famer, whether everybody likes it or not. It doesn't make sense, you know. At that point, I'd rather just have her go home. It doesn't make any sense.
I've to go home since day one, but that's not the point of the conversation.
But I'm saying I don't think she's that bad right now. I think she's on the right spot for the right time when this division is lacking heels. Can't you not guys agree that right now we're kind of lacking heels a little bit going after the title? What else we got?
Don't block my comment, sad face. We won't block your comment, Mika. I think Japanese humor is different, and that is Japanese humor, Spanish humor, like all that humor is different, and just the talk is different. And you can tell that Stephanie admitted, my native language, my native tongue is Spanish, so I have to translate it in my head first to then say it. So I feel like what this reminds me of. Remember Great Khali? Like that's the same thing. Like you would have had that microphone with him, like that mouthpiece, like he had.
Davari.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same. But at this point, someone else to do it for Stephanie. Someone to speak Spanish, it makes a difference. And that's because Nikki Bella That's because Nikki Bella stinks unless she turns heel. That's true.
But I mean, I think she's a great fit right now. How many? Besides the Judgment Day, where they're all heels, how many women heel wrestlers do you really have? The Kabuki Warrior, but I'm saying on Raw.
Kabuki Warriors.
But they're a tag team. Judgment Day is a whole group. Singles really out there.
Becky Lynch. Bailey. Becky
Lynch. Bailey's not a fucking heel. Don't give me that shit.
Bailey's somewhere between.
No, Bailey's just Bailey. But really, you just don't have that many. Nikki Bella's a good fit right now. I'm not saying she's gonna win a fucking title, but I don't think she gets. Don't be surprised. I think she's in the right spot in the right time. I like Nikki Bella. I really do think she's in a good spot right now, and I think that WWE does need her right now because they're lacking heels. They really are. What else?
Imagine Kiana James with Stephanie. LOL.
That would be pretty funny actually.
Gasp with what I said. We're gonna block the comment. Then we're gonna tell her we're not blocking the comment. Judgment Day seems to be a female faction now. Nikki, middle of the road Bella. Yep. She agreed with what you said.
So yeah, look, overall, let's get to the ending of World's End. We got a little sidetracked. To the ending of World's End. We did have the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
Fatal 4-Way, MJF, Swerve Strickland, Hangman, and Samoa Joe. All four going at it for the world title. It was a pretty good match. Not the best main event, Fatal 4-Way, or main event of this year. I'm not going to tell you guys this was the best. It was pretty good for what it was. We did get MJF after the Ops did come in and try to help Joe out for a bit, but they got ran out. They got beat up. We did have Hangman try to go for his, finisher a couple of times, but Joe would not go down. Till eventually, when he finally was about to do it, he did it. He got Joe down. MJF saw the opportunity, got rid of Hangman, pinned Joe, outsmarted everyone in there. And now we have a new world heavyweight champion going into 2026. And I'm going to say this was the right call. This was the right move. This has been the right decision that AEW has done in quite a while to put the title on the best heel in the business, in my opinion. And I'll stick it to it. MJF to me is one of the best in the mic. There's very little that could compete.
No one that can.
And CM Punk. He's unfiltered. He's great. He has a look. He has the body. He has the charisma. This guy's the whole total package. There's nobody else, and we're probably never talent like this guy. Yes, best move of the year. I think 2026 is going to be the year of MJF. And I can't wait to see this progress further to the next year. Overall, I give this a solid B. Overall, I thought there were some matches that was not necessary. Some finishes that, okay. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view, okay? We had worse. I thought it was a good way to end it. It really was. It was the world's end pay-per-view. All right, let's get down to it, man. MJF stands for my jealous fan. Oh, yeah, the CM Punk quote. Dude, that's still MJF versus CM Punk. To me, it's one of the best mic on mic in quite a while. I don't think there's ever going to be. This is basically like the equivalent of Cena versus Rock. You could say Austin versus The Rock. Jeez, The Rock's on everything. There was a couple of people on the mic that just had great chemistry. And MJF and CM Punk, it's going to be, right now it's underrated, I feel like. But in a couple of years, people are going to watch, replays are going to be like, what the fuck? We had everything in this time period.
She says CM Punk out here.
Yep. Look.
You know what? Who else? And he's not really talked about a lot on the mic, but I actually love him. Bret Hart.
Bret Hart is pretty good on the mic. I like him more when he was a heel, though.
That's what I'm saying. On heel wise, when he was all Canada and everything, he was great on the mic, man. Super good on the mic.
But as a face, though, I could not. I thought he was like.
He was too cringy. He tried way too hard.
Yeah,
he tried way too hard, dude. MJF is no longer in real life today. Oh, excuse me. MJF is no longer a less famous Miz. Bret Hart is a heel in real life today.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like unfiltered Bret Hart. I don't know, man. I don't have a soft spot for that guy. The guy's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah, he really has. Oh man, lost his brother the way he did.
Well, he got screwed over.
Lost his brother.
Got screwed over once again. Got screwed over by Bill Goldberg. One thing, got screwed over when he went to WCW in his career. Then got screwed over by Bill Goldberg. Then got screwed over afterwards. Look, in life, Bret Hart, I feel like has a reason to be bitter. I really do. And I respect the man because this story never changes. No matter what story he's telling, it never changes on the mic. Do you agree with Eric Bischoff that Bret needs therapy? I don't think so.
That's such a random comment. I'm sorry I had to laugh. It was funny. Do I agree? I feel like Bret is just right now on a rant nonstop.
Look, here's the thing, dude. I feel like Bret keeps it real. I don't think this is on a rant. I just feel like he lets the opinion loose. What's wrong with that?
No. And again, yeah. I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like he's on a rant, like the whole Gunther thing. Chopping was is a lazy art from blah blah blah. I'm like, do you remember Rick? Rick got 16 championships off a chop.
Yeah, but he wasn't a fan of Rick. He said it himself. He didn't like Ric Flair's chop either. He's always been consistent though. That's the thing. If you hear his stories, he's never lied about things. He's always been consistent. Look, personally, I think it's fine for him to rant. I think he has a reason to be bitter. You have all these guys come out. You have Vince Russo. You have Jim Cornette. You have Eric Bischoff, for God's sakes. You have JR even most of the time. They're all
Todd
bitter.
Grisham, I don't know if you heard that one.
Who?
Todd Grisham has been coming out.
Well, look, they're all bitter to an extent. They have the right to be. I think Bret just keeps it real. He keeps his storylines consistent. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the guy. I think he's just fine the way he is. I'm just glad we still have him around us.
I'm not gonna lie. For the knowledge he has of the squared circle, it is immense. And you know what? For the longest time, you could sit here and argue the fact that Jim Cornette has a lot of knowledge, but I believe Bret edges him in that aspect.
But and overall, there's no one's gonna sell you better than Brett. There's no one's gonna do the moves better than Brett.
No.
And when he beats you up, he makes it believable to this day.
Or when he's getting beat up. I mean, dude, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. The one thing I always loved about Bret Hart, and again, we're on a little bit of a tangent now, but honestly, the one thing I always loved about Bret is the fact that he was a safe wrestler. He made sure not only was he safe and got home that night, but he made sure the fact that his opponent got home. And you know, when you saw it at WrestleMania against Vince McMahon, when he put him in the sharpshooter, before he actually like kneels down to actually hit it, he places his head like perfectly, like saying, like, this way I won't hurt you, and then does the move. Right. So it goes to show you, like, he cared so much about everybody getting a check and making sure the fact that the people got to work and left work to go be with their family and don't have to come back with like saying, my back hurts, my knee hurts, you know, this person messed me up. Because, you know, this is their livelihood. And that's what I get. It makes sense what he's doing, that he's upset. And I get that 100%. Honestly, dude, you have a right to be bitter. And for everything that life has tossed at you, unfortunately, because, yeah, dude, you lost your brother at such a young age. And it's like you had to basically swallow that pill. And it's like, dude, I can't even fight for my brother anymore. It sucks because first you were screwed out of WWE. Then your brother gets made a joke because he has a last name of Hart. Then he gets killed. Let's be honest, he didn't die accidentally. Honestly, he got killed.
Okay, but let's not go into this conspiracy because that's going to be another whole rabbit hole.
But again, though, and then later on, you get to WCW thinking it's going to be better because you got paid so much more money, and then you lose the title, and then Goldberg kicks you, and then destroys your whole career. And then it's like you come back, and they change your theme song now to support Natalia. I was like, you don't even have your original one anymore. And it's like, everything that you stood for before, literally, you saw just leave. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's like, for me personally, it's like, to your comment, Nick, yes, you can see it from a different lens. He chooses to be negative 100%. But I believe, though, we're looking at it negative because we just see the bitterness that he has still and the grudge he has still within his heart.
I highly doubt this guy will get therapy either way.
He won't get therapy. No, and that's the thing, dude. A lot of people from the 80s and 70s and 90s, they're not going to get therapy. And the reason why, because especially men, they see it as a knock to their confidence, to their ego, to their machismo, to their self-esteem. It's like, so you can't just be a man and just swallow your pride and keep walking forward, because that's what a man was taught to do. So it's like, if you hear Brett's getting therapy, it's like, oh, so you're not the hitman, you know, you're not that guy anymore.
I mean, but that's the thing. Why would anyone announce they're getting therapy?
I got therapy. I got
therapy.
But
I'm saying, what celebrity is gonna announce it? Nobody. There's very little.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's very little. Yeah.
That's my point, is that it doesn't have to be anyone's business. That's the whole thing. Anyways, look, we're going off rant. We're trying to get the end of the year review.
Couple things. Hold on, wait. It would be better for him and his image. I think at this point is depending on what image you're talking about, because the people I remember Bret, honestly, aside from what he is right now, I remember him for being an in-ring performer. To me personally, technicality-wise, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. I don't see anyone who's done that much technicality as Bret the Him and Hart does to this day. And not just in storytelling in the ring, but making it more than just believable in the ring. 1. 2, next comment is Bret Hart, the performer, is one of the greatest, literally greatest, one of the greatest of all time, the performers. Bret Hart, the man outside of the ring, ruins his image he created for himself inside of the ring. I think older Bret, not younger Bret, but older Bret. And then last but not least, AJ Lee is one of the people who has come out and said, I did have therapy.
Yeah,
I did go to therapy.
But that's not that many people, my point. There's only, and AJ Lee's whole thing has been, we talked about it too before her return, is that she's all about mental health, which is not a bad thing. So look, like I said, overall mental health is a good thing to talk about, good thing to ask for help. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. You could always reach out for help. So preaching for 2026, go out there, you know, if you're having issues, go get some help, go look for help. You don't have to go, if you don't want to tell the world, you don't have to tell the world, but there's a lot of resources now more than ever, a lot of apps that helps you to get through all this. I mean, now more than ever, we're not alone as we used to.
Insurance companies are even paying for therapy now.
Yeah, but not everybody has insurance though.
Yeah. I mean, if you have through your job, they'll pay for it.
Not everybody has.
Yeah. And actually, some therapists actually will give like a session or two for free.
Yeah, but the way, if you're in the U.S., it doesn't work that easy.
Unfortunately, no.
So, but we're not going to stumble between that type of stuff. But regardless, there's apps, there's communities out there, forums more than ever. We're not alone anymore. You have help. Reach out. Reach out to the person next to you. Ask for help. Try to look for someone to extend that hand for you, because like I said, now more than ever, we're not alone anymore.
Or not.
Yeah, so look, overall, great discussion. Great discussion to Nick. What's the other one?
XOXO Liv Morgan won, and then also Nightmare Before Christmas fan.
Yeah, great discussion, guys. Let's get into the yearly reviews. And please comment if you had some thoughts about our yearly review.
If you disagree with us, let us know too. Like if you disagree with my picks, you disagree with his picks, let us know.
I always disagree with Tim.
I always disagree with him.
Yeah, so I don't like his shit. Anyways,
I hope you don't like my shit.
So let's put it this way. Let's just start off with the beginning of the year. All right, so we kicked off 2025 with the bang, and that is WWE went to Netflix, and this premiere was a pretty. So look, we had a lot of. Let's just talk about this. We had a lot of hype going into Netflix. We thought it was going to be uncensored, unfiltered. Some people said, "Oh, attitude era." I didn't buy that shit.
I didn't buy it at all.
And what we got that day wasn't bad. We did get a pretty good opener. All right, we did get a good whole. We did get a couple of good matches, a couple of good segments. We did get The Rock returning, but we did get a disappointing Rock returning to the point where instead of him finishing the story with Cody, he gave Cody Rhodes his props, right? He said, look, don't, Cody, he's a man. He's carried WWE. Confused us all. Like, what the hell's going on? Because when I was watching, I'm like, so what the hell? Did he just broke kayfabe here, I'm like, I don't get what just happened. And then we thought eventually we're going to get a whole bloodline resurface that night. Instead, he comes out after Roman Reigns beats, what's his name? Sokoa. And now he's back to being the tribal chief. We get The Rock coming out and putting that Ula Fala on Roman Reigns, and that's it. We get kind of disappointment there. We get Hulk Hogan returning. We got Hulk Hogan booed
out of the building, man.
And now knowing what happened to Hulk Hogan a couple months later, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it really is.
And I'm not saying that the fans had no right to boo him. The fans have 100% right to boo whoever they want.
Cheer, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but it's just sad to see that now knowing what happened months later.
That his last moment in WWE was that.
Unfortunately. We did have just had a couple of good matches that night. Overall, what do you think of that night itself?
It was groundbreaking because I remember that Triple H said, you know what, guys, this is live. We could do whatever we want. It's Netflix. We want to go 45 minutes, we can. We want to go 3 hours, we can. We want to go 2 hours, we can. We want to go an hour and a half, we can. Like, you thought so much potential. And it's like, I thought a couple teasers. Like, you know what, cool, one week, we'll do an hour.
I forgot one thing.
What's up?
We had the beginning of what is called Triple H plastering his fucking face on everything he needs to do, which is getting fucking ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of this guy's face on every commercial, every product. I'm sick of it. In the beginning of the Netflix era, what did he do? Are you ready?
That's his whole thing.
Yeah, but he has to always be front and centered. Come on, not even Vince himself was always front and centered.
Dude. So a couple things. Hold on, we have a lot of comments. This is awesome. I love this. I love this whole back and forth. AJ Lee, though, with a heart, with a couple hearts. Hi, Mika again. She says, I'm late. No problem. You're not late. It's okay. Nick, no, that was Dwayne Johnson. The final boss was on vacation that day. I remember that. That was a great match. Tribal Chief. Big Chief, Mika. Big Chief. I think Undertaker Rhea Ripley segment. That was a good one. I think Victory Ducks 88. I think WWE disappointing has been synonymous for the past 30 years or so. Mika puts the number one, acknowledging Tribal Chief. Nick responds, Victory Ducks 88. 30 years, aren't you exaggerating? Nick says Triple H equals Dana White. Victory says, absolutely not. Nick, absolutely not. Nick, LOL. The actual wrestling in WWE hasn't been good since the 80s, early 90s. Attitude Era sucked for actual wrestling. Entertainment was great, though.
So what I'm getting at is that
Thank you for the comments. Honestly, guys, this is awesome. I'm fired up tonight. This is awesome. Keep going. Sorry.
so what I'm getting at is that we do have someone that's from the 80s era.
hmm
So I've heard this many times. So look, everybody's opinion is subjective. So meaning if he thought it was better back in the 80s, it's his opinion. As why I would like to get more of your perspective. I could see why though, in a way. The 80s had more
I
storyline,
was gonna
more
say.
character developments. It did felt larger than life. The Attitude Era was nice, but to be realistic, they were on their downfall and they had to get boosted back up. The Attitude Era was more of the reality check of what it was, the world at the time. But to be fair, there is a real reason why it's called the golden years in the 80s. So I could see that point being that, yeah, maybe the last, 30 years haven't been great. Now, do I agree with that? No, but I could see the reason why. There's a reason why they're called the golden years because these characters did feel larger than life. And if you ask more old school, if you ask more OGs itself, just regular older generation people that don't watch wrestling anymore, casual fans, and you talk about wrestling, some of these guys are going to tell you right away Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. These guys are
Like, I won't even
recognized.
mention Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, well, these guys were recognized, and these guys are hard to replicate to this day.
Literally, dude.
There's a reason why Macho Man is still on these Slim Jim things going on to this day. Because in the end, he's well known.
It's larger than life.
These guys are just larger than life, and they're hard to replicate. So I'm not gonna say the 90s were bad. In my opinions, I don't obviously don't
Well,
think
he's saying
that.
early 90s.
Early 90s.
Victory Ducks is saying early 90s. So 80s, early 90s.
But he said Attitude Era sucked for actual wrestling.
So when did the Attitude Era, when did you say the Attitude Era started? What, 97? 98?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when actually when, Vince and Austin had their moments.
Yeah. So look, anyway, this sucked for wrestling. So the 80s were overall the best combination. You can't say that. I everything's subjective. We could debate. We could go on the long debate, but I could get his point of view. Crazy.
Crazy. It is crazy. This is a crazy take. WWE's World Wrestling Entertainment. They entertain first and wrestle second.
That is what they are. Really.
Literally. That's why Vince won and the territories died. Like if Bret Hart had more charisma, he could have been as big as Hulk Hogan popularity wise.
But he didn't, unfortunately.
It's because he was more. So he did it at the wrong era. In the 90s was more about your charisma and about your pop and everything. But story wise, one of the best. Again, just gonna say it again. In the ring, one of the best. Next one is once again Victory Ducks 88. I'm 36, but I watched a shit ton of wrestling in my time.
I mean, I watched a lot of wrestling in my times. I watched a lot of 80s wrestling. I go back, I go watch the libraries of tapes, and I do see how they cut promos, how they did things differently. It was an era that it was larger than life. Like I said, it's one of the reasons they call the golden years. It's look, man, everybody has their opinion. I mean, some people don't like the product today, obviously. They don't like the product 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I mean, I can see it though. I can see it. And the way I can see why. What else we got?
I'm sorry to say this. Bret Hart believes he was as big as Hulk Hogan. He was great. Nothing near Hulk Hogan.
We're not gonna get into that debate. That was a hard one. And look, man, we'll talk about that another day, I guess.
I'm gonna just kind of throw this one, and we could talk about this some other day. But if I was to say who was as big as Hulk Hogan in the 90s, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was your guy. The next one though, stuff like Mr. Perfect, Macho Man, Bret Hart. You can't really replicate them anymore. Closest to Bret Hart nowadays is Zack Sabre Jr.
Interesting. He's a good wrestler too.
Same thing, Victory Ducks. At Nick, maybe not in America, but Bret Hart was a fucking icon in every country besides the U.S.
He was actually. He was a big hit. Yeah.
He was extremely popular in the U.S. too, though. And the Nick response to me, and Stone Cold was a brawler.
Stone Cold was actually a good wrestler, but when he broke his neck, he became more of a brawler. But he was a really good wrestler. If you watch those old
The one he had
school,
hair.
well, yeah, WCW tapes when he wrestled, he was a good wrestler. He really was. He was very invested in his craft. But when he broke his neck, he had to change his wrestling style to more of a brawler. But that worked out for him.
It's 100%.
Yeah.
I go watch SummerSlam 92. British Bulldog versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret got a monstrous pop, dude. It wasn't even that. It's just honestly fantastic match that was.
Yeah.
Man, I get chills talking about that match.
Yeah, that's a classic, honestly. It really was.
We can go Hogan versus Warrior WrestleMania 6. That's another one.
Yeah, so yeah, no, regardless, these are some good stuff. But overall, that Netflix, man, what do you think about that?
The beginning, it had promise. It had a lot of like, all right, cool. This is gonna be something really good. It was gonna be either we can go really farther with this because it's now. I honestly I didn't believe it was gonna go back to the Attitude Era. Excuse me. I felt like it was gonna be mid, somewhere between what we've had, which is the PG and the Attitude Era, because they've been a little bit more blood. They've been a little bit more table spots here and there than what
more advertisement, really.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's also when they brought in the advertisement.
We can call this the advertisement era.
It really is.
So
the end of your pocket era,
literally. I would just say honestly, man, at this point, I liked it. I felt like it was groundbreaking. It was earth shattering when they just announced the movement.
Well, we went from that into the Rumble, where we thought Cena was going to take it, but instead we got Jey Uso winning that Rumble. Also, during this time, we also got the return of Kenny Omega.
Yep.
Making his return after long injuries and giving us a hell of a match in his return as well. Fantastic. So we got a little bit of a downfall to an upfall. Well, downfall is because we had a controversial Jey Uso win the Rumble. So, we're going a little forward in time to progress. We also got a couple more comments.
We got a few more comments between Nick and Victory Ducks. Appreciate all these comments, man. Honestly, you could go down to the Performance Center and teach wrestling to any of these kids. Today's wrestlers can wrestle better than any generation. The issue is their character development.
Yep.
Got it. Bret Hart vs. 1, 2, 3 Kid is one of my favorite matches of all time, and you got it on cable TV in '94. Pretty wild.
That was back then when wrestling was pretty fucking good, and you had some bangers of matches on TV.
Nick, who in NXT will be the next Hulk Hogan or Cena or Roman Reigns?
NXT, I give it to Obafemi now because they really want to push them to the top. WWE's kind of been over there seasoning pretty well right now.
And then, of course, Mika comes in with, yes, Jey Uso will be winning, the 2 hearts, and then the cat emojis.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good questions. So overall, look, man, we got to that, and then we go all the way to Elimination Chamber. And we did get a good Chamber pay-per-view. From start to finish, it was short, but it is what it is. WWE is now in that short pay-per-view era, which is fine. And we did get a pretty good match between Owens and Cody Rhodes. We also got, Owens and Sami Zayn. And we also got a match from the Women's Elimination Chamber, which was a banger of a fucking match. And we also got a freaking amazing ending between Cena and CM Punk in the Chamber.
It was a fantastic finish.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins won the punt, and then not the punt, the stomp, and then he was like, you know what, cool. Let's go ahead and just take this moment.
So overall, look, that Chamber was awesome. We got the controversial ending, and we'll talk about this one, of John Cena. Well, at first we had The Rock. So here's another controversial take. We had The Rock come back again to announce that Vegas, well, at the time, he announced that WrestleMania is going to be in New Orleans.
And NOLA.
But then he came back and said, you know what, we're going to run it back to Vegas, weeks later. That's what WWE said. So he came back for that in the same
night. Didn't Triple H make that announcement?
No, it was The Rock first.
Okay. New Orleans. No, New Orleans, yeah, but didn't Triple H say, hey, we're going to go back to running back to... Yeah, Vegas. Okay, yeah, look at that, Triple H.
So, put it this way. And then, at the same night, we did have The Rock asking for Cody Rhodes' soul. And that translated to Elimination Chamber after The Rock won. After Cena won, The Rock came out with Cody Rhodes after Cody Rhodes was celebrating with Cena. and asked him what it is. You're gonna live eternal life, or you're gonna be back to being basically a peasant. We obviously know what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Go fuck yourself, Rock. And that point, John Cena was prouder, like a father,
Literally.
more than ever. He hugged Cody. Then he looked at The Rock, and that's when The Rock gave him the famous cutthroat. Cena low blowed him. They all took him out. Travis Scott got some nice punches in, real life punches. Look, overall, it was a shocker. Look, we now know what happens a few months later. But to look back at it, we cannot say this was a crazy spot.
That was an awesome spot, dude.
And it was amazing for what it was. All right, going forward, we go into.
Can we read the 5 comments that just. So, Liv Morgan tried to do the yeet on the comment section. Okay, Mika, go ahead. That's awesome. I try Victory Ducks. I try not to hate on WWE, but like I saw Julia come up in stardom, and to see what she's becoming WWE. And don't get me started on the Kabuki Warriors. What the fuck did they do to Kairi Sane? Nick, top 2 PLEs were Rumble and Elimination Chamber this year. Crazy how they were at the beginning of the year. I feel like they just had a lot of like turning points for us, and that we were not expecting.
So going from the above comment, I could see what they mean by watering down a lot of these wrestlers that were great on other promotions before. I could see that. Top 2.
So top 2 PLEs were Rumble and Elimination Chamber. Crazy how they're at the beginning of the year.
I didn't really like Rumble as much, even though I was live there. I like Chamber a lot better. Rumble just didn't feel that. To me, it didn't feel that special like other years.
Well, okay, you know what? Let me ask you a question because we went to 22.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time a Rumble felt special?
There's been quite a couple of Rumbles that I watched that I felt a lot more special than these last 2, and they probably because of the short of the cards, the lack of superstar storyline depth. You just don't feel like anyone's gonna win. You feel like it's gonna be the only like 2 or 3 guys that are gonna win the Rumble every year. Back then, anyone could have won.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just feels like it's only 3 guys really every year that's gonna win it. What else we got?
Couple more comments. These women were icons in stardom. I'd say most of the matches of the year go to women this year. I agree, so.
Yeah.
No show Scott, LOL. This guy bailed.
What the hell?
Loki Asuka. Also, Miha responded. Loki Asuka, sorry, I don't know how to spell her name. It's okay, Miha, no problem. We actually spelled it right. Was treating Kairi Sane really bad, and I felt bad when the drama started with Io and Rhea. But now it's just, I don't know. I could see that. Yeah. Just like Asuka really started just bringing down Kairi and not really treating her like an equal. And again, they're a tag team. But I kind of see like where Asuka's like, I am your teacher, you are my protege, follow me everywhere, everything that I do. Next one is just like what Vince did with Nakamura, turn him into WWE's Rockstar. Still so mad at that. Nakamura is a great example too. He was a fucking icon in Japan, and now he's just there.
Well, for Nakamura, he is just there, but it's more of his choice now, where his contract did expire. He chose to renew it because at this point he's older now, and he doesn't have much, gas in the tank. So you rather, cash out a paycheck every week, show up once in a while, and get it going pretty much. So I mean, at that point, why not? But yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Nick responds. Remember when Roman put the title on the line in the 2016 at Royal? Excuse me. Remember when Roman put the title on the line in 2016 at the Rumble? And Triple H wanted to lose it just one more time to Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Victory. I was so excited to see AJ Styles was my favorite wrestler of all time in WWE. Hey, that's yours. But I haven't watched any of his run because WWE just feels like it insults my intelligence by watching it.
Right.
He actually commented to you. Shelton Benjamin's almost 50 and he's putting on the best match he's ever had.
Yeah. Honestly, he has. He's doing great work just throughout the whole year in 2025 for AEW, honestly. He's great shape still. He really is. Phenomenal athlete. Is the only guy that supposedly could take down Brock Lesnar. They went to the same school, by the way.
They did.
So can't say the
same for Ric Flair.
Yeah, well, no shit. All right, so put it this way. Let's just go back to it. We did go to Mania. We did have finally a couple of clashes we had Roman, Seth, and
Punk.
Punk all clash in a triple threat match where Paul Heyman was undecisive. And we did not know what angle he was going to go that night, but he finally picked a side. He betrayed both men and he aligned himself with Seth Rollins in something that was planned already weeks in advance, as you could tell. What a shocker. We also had the women's, probably the match of the year.
It was. Oh, that's the match here.
With Rhea,
Bianca,
and
Io.
Io Sky for the World Heavyweight title. That was a phenomenal match. I thought it was one of the best. That whole Mania card could have been something special. It just lacked overall. And I think night 2 was really the reason why it lacked, where you closed out finally night 2 with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. So, with The Rock being involved with the storyline, we did expect them to come out that night, but we never got him, unfortunately. No, to this day, we do not know what really happened. We did have the Rock side when WWE's introduced us to Unreal.
Yeah.
And we all know this was another way for Triple H to get himself out there once again.
Had to.
Because he opened up Unreal with himself. Oh, yeah, this is my show. I'm the game. Once again, another way for WWE just to push Triple H up to the moon because he has to go over these young talents right now. Overall, WrestleMania was lackluster. I don't know about how you feel about WrestleMania 41 in Vegas overall.
Memorable spots. I had fun to watch with my girl. However, though, as a wrestling fan, I did not like it. As a wrestling fan, I didn't like it. Again, memorable spots, great matches, some. But like, I can sit here and say within the last 5 years, is it top? No. I would say this is the bottom of the 5. 41 was the bottom of the 5. Especially after what you did at 40, you had to top it, and you did not at all.
Well, we kind of knew that there was no way they're gonna top it, but they didn't even get close to.
That's what I'm saying. Like you didn't even touch heels of 40 with this one. Few more comments. At least he still dresses himself in cashmere. Yes, he does. I would love to see Shelton and Haas tag team, even if it's just for a random one-off tournament. Why not? Let's go ahead and do it. I will praise WWE for one thing this year. I think it was a street fight in one of the early pay-per-views with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that match was awesome.
It was.
Wish I did more like that. Yeah. Wasn't that what was that at Elimination Chamber? It was Elimination Chamber. Yeah, it was. Saw that with my girl, and yeah, dude, it was an awesome event.
It was a pretty good one.
It was freaking awesome. Mikhail responds, Rhea, oh my god, OMG, I love her so much. Yes, you do. I know that's one of your favorites. Travis Scott bailed on a training session. There was supposed to be a spot at SummerSlam, but he no-showed. Mika again. But Rhea and Liv Morgan need to tag again. Go away, Io. Her two favorite wrestlers are Rhea and Io and Liv Morgan. Like Rhea and Liv, please, I'm manifesting. Nick, night 1 main event was lit. Night 2 opening match was the real night 2 main event. Rhea, Io, Belair.
It was. Night 1's main event was really good. I feel like it just got overshadowed with night 2 closing because in the end of the day, you still have. If it was switched around, it could have been a lot better grading wise, but it wouldn't help too much, you know, because still a lot of it was still lackluster storylines. Things that still didn't make sense afterwards, like the whole what's his name, AJ Styles versus how am I forgetting Buddy's name already? Logan Paul. It just didn't feel like it went anywhere afterwards with the the storyline and everything. There's a lot of things that were lackluster. And then the tag team, I think it was the War Raiders and the New Day. I think did that make it on the card instead of over the SmackDown's tag team?
Yeah,
that was a lot better that night. There's just a lot of things that were not good overall for that Mania. What else do we have?
A couple more. Night one minute. Yeah, that's the one we just talked about. Rhea and Io is sweet, but like I said, Rhea and Liv, so please Liv, betray and become friends with Rhea again and go away, Io. She's funny. Nick, I would say night 1 match was my match of the year. Okay. Victory Duck says, I can't even think of a match of the year. This year, too many good matches. If I had to choose, I think it would be Bandito versus Takeshita or Bandito versus Hechiro.
I
Bandito is
like
my
those
wrestler of the year
ones,
for
yeah.
2025.
I really like those ones. Those matches were really good, solid ones.
And she says, no offense, I like War Raiders better than New Day. So, and then they kind of put that ladder match instead of the tag team match at Mania, the tag team ladder match they had on SmackDown.
Okay, so let's just talk about this. Cena's heel run has it moved forward. We had Orton afterwards. We had Punk. We did had a couple of decent ones. We did eventually clap it back and go with Cody Rhodes. And for some reason, he turned face all of a sudden with a little bit of explanation saying that it was a dumb move to turn heel. He did it for a moment. Overall, Cena's heel run, what do you grade?
F.
Review Cena's whole. With that being said, Cena's whole, basically, we don't have to explain too much, but Cena's whole run as his final year.
If you wanted to make, okay, I'll add this. If you wanted to make him heel, add more dates than what he got.
But it never happened, apparently.
That's why. But if you would have had over 200, then yeah, it would have made sense to make him heel and go forward with that storytelling, and it would have been great. It would have been fantastic. But it's like you got 2.5 months maybe of seeing the heel, and then it was like, all right, cool, we're gonna put you right back to babyface because we forgot, dude. This is the summertime, and your date ends in like 11 days. So 11 dates. So let's get you back to face because everyone still loves you. So that's the one thing I didn't like about it.
We also had Mariah May versus Toni Storm give out a hell of a match.
Fantastic match.
Mariah May left to go to NXT. We also had a year where Ricky Stark got out of his contract from AEW, and as quick as they let him go, his ass was already in NXT.
Yep.
And he's been phenomenal in NXT. My prediction is this. He's gonna at some point be into the main roster next year. I give it around probably June.
So summertime.
May. Hell, even could be the Mania afterwards where they do the surprise appearance that he'll be in the main roster.
Okay.
It's only a matter of time. So we did have debuting Mariah May in NXT. She's been all right. She lost her title in a controversial way lately, but it has been having a decent run. Toni Storm still giving out hell of a matches even afterwards. We did have incidents, really bad incidents with Rampage Jackson. Son, God. That's one of those shockers that it kind of made wrestling, this whole wrestling promotion thing makes you really think like, hey, dude, some things are not always a good thing to like stir up the pot with real fighters, especially ones that have mental health. Drunk. A lot of issues, man. It was not a good sight to see. We did a couple of Saudi shows.
Yeah.
That were pretty decent. We had a couple of AEW shows that were really good.
Really good.
Double or Nothing did get Sports
Fantastic,
Illustrated pay-per-view of the year. I do agree with that. It was phenomenal fucking pay-per-view. It's hard to top that off, in my opinion. And as well as WWE, we had a lot of lackluster pay-per-views. And let's put it this way. I put it towards more going into mid half of the year where they were getting close to closing out Peacock and getting to that ESPN deal. And all that hype, all that we're going from Peacock to making your ass pay $20.99. I feel like this year for WWE fans itself, they lost a lot. We lost a lot of things. We're not going to get back. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get more expensive. We're priced out in every department.
Even shows. And we don't even have house shows anymore.
Well, even then, the Peacock itself is going to lose a lot of the videotaping by next year. It's all gone. Now, it could go to the WCW Vault that they created. I think it was this year, too, that they created that. It could go there, or it could just disappear. And a lot of it's going to disappear. It's going to get a lot more scarce to become an actual wrestling librarian, you know?
Yeah.
Let's read a couple of comments.
We have a lot of comments. So, Bandito came out of fucking nowhere and blew me away in 2025. Huge fan of his now. Same with Mascara Dorada. Dude is only 22 and his in-ring work is silky smooth. Hope he signs to a dual contract soon. John Cena, hey guys, as you know, the business is a work. I am now a good guy. You can cheer me again.
That was the stupidest thing that Cena basically did. And as a Cena fan, I thought it was freaking dumb.
Bro, I swear if Cody turns heel, I'm gonna get mad. Like Cody, please, I beg you. No. Cena's right. You cannot turn heel and face in the span of a year. You got to
Yeah.
slow build it, and that's like I said. If there was more time, yeah, but they fumbled it so terribly. Also, have collab with Rhea and Liv. Never really was a fan of Ricky Starks. Dude had a huge ego. I miss Ethan Page, but I think he fits WWE better than WWE better. Dude is great. Liv betrays or leaves the Judgment Day and leaves Dom and then becomes friends with Rhea and Io. Then Liv and Rhea get close again and talk about what and get close again, and then Io gets replaced with Liv, and then Rhea and Rhea and Liv date and become tag team champions again and steal it from Kabuki Warrior. Sorry if I spelled it wrong, but hey, that's the plot twist. Hope y'all like it.
Yeah, man, it's been quite a crazy year. So, I mean, what is your craziest moments of the year?
Top 5 for WWE. Cena turns heel. Like what the fuck was it? The other one. The whole full collaboration they're doing with AAA, how it has been growing so much.
Well, also
I was expecting though for them to actually bury AAA.
Well, Triple A's for like years were trying to beat WWE, like WWE. So I didn't think it was going to change at all. It just basically helped them out even more. We also forgot that this was the year that they announced the collab with TNA itself. And with the new deal going on, that really will push TNA to get that TV deal.
It really did.
So this was a good year for TNA.
It was a fantastic year for TNA.
Yes. We also had, by the way, sorry to cut you off. We also had the Hardy Dudley Boys for the Dudley Boys retirement. Dudley Boys had a good career. I'm glad they went on they went on their own terms. Not much people could say that. So it was a good year. What else was there, man?
2 comments. Actually, yeah, 2 comments. Or just become friends and the tag team titles. You guys know this WWE doesn't have much of a tag team division. It's just single stars paired together.
It really is.
But it's been that way for years, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They've been that way for years.
Doesn't make it good though.
Not at all. And that's like I think from the, you know what, to Victory Duck's comment earlier, that's what makes a great company. If you have, for wrestling wise, that's what makes a great company. If you have a strong tag team division where they're literally going week after week. And you know what? To Joe Tessitore's comment today, I actually did applaud what he said about AJ Lee, which was number 1, they're doing it right. They're defending it week in, week out. Don't take a break. Continue to defend it.
AJ Lee?
Basically AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Oh.
Remember we gave the name AJ Lee? Yeah. So them becoming tag team and them doing that actually solidifies and makes it a better division because it's making it prestige again. So that's one thing for sure. And that's one thing that WWE needs to do is start bringing in tag teams or start letting tag teams just be tag teams.
Yeah. What else shockers you had?
The Dudleys and the Hardys actually having that last match.
Okay, what else?
Goldberg getting cut off in the middle of his promo saying goodbye to WWE.
Goldberg, yeah, that was a what the fuck moment for Goldberg. Yeah, that pissed the fuck out of Goldberg. I'll be real. The Death Riders finally losing.
Yeah.
The whole Hangman arc finally getting his redemption was a bit of a shocker because I think during that time, if you notice, AEW did not build that storyline around Hangman. They were building it around Darby Allin. But what did Darby do? Went to go climb a fucking Mount Everest. So they did an audible, put Hangman, and I really see Hangman winning. I don't think anybody did because John Moxley was on a fucking roll. They finally had that Avengers Assemble fucking storyline like they did in WrestleMania 40. Knocked that out of the park. And to me, that was probably one of the shockers of the year for AEW at that point. What else can we say, man? There was a lot of crazy
Sting
shit.
coming back. That was another shock.
It was nice to see Sting
It
back.
was, it's long beard too. Like still had like the old school, and then still have the long beard.
Seth Rollins faking his injury.
Seth Rollins faking his injury. Yeah,
CM Punk winning the fucking title for a minute.
35 seconds or something like that.
Yeah. What else we
Hold
got?
on, we got a lot more comments. Hold on. Or just becomes good friends. Say, yeah, you guys notice okay, the Dudleys, Hardys, and Edge and Christian are not impressed. Okay.
Dudley, Hardys, and Edge and Christians are not impressed.
So basically, to his previous comment, where they're bringing a whole bunch of single stars and putting them as a tag team, he's saying that those guys who are original tag teams are not impressed with that.
Yeah.
Mika says, Divas division. Nick responds, if Eva Marie returns, they'll need to create a Divas division.
Oh, so that is a rumor that week that Eva Marie is planning to return. Michelle McCool has been rumored to return. There's a couple of divas supposedly coming back. Look, in a weird way,
that's good but bad.
No, in a weird way, this is WWE's fault for not pushing others to elevate themselves. Because right now, you really just got Rhea. You got Rhea, you got Io that stand out. But what other women really stands out like that? Takes them to the next level.
So a couple things. Bret Hart should have cut off Bill Goldberg in his retirement speech.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Bret Hart wakes up in the morning and thinks to himself, I bet the lazy Bill Goldberg is still asleep.
Probably, yeah.
Victory Ducks 88. Bill Goldberg. Liv Morgan, again, Mika. Matches that needs to happen. AJ Lee, Liv Morgan, Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, and I don't know when. Weird idea. Rhea Ripley or Io and Paige needs to come back. Paige is talking about a comeback actually for next year.
No, she rejected WWE.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah.
No, but she's talking about coming back to Square Circle.
Yeah.
Because she's been doing a couple of independent scenes.
Yeah, but I think she rejected WWE's deals, what I read actually recently. I don't know how. Yeah, so, well, I don't know. We'll see whether she lands, actually.
And then Nick responded, actually, Mika, he responded to us. Bruh, Nikki Bella versus Michelle McCool. What year is this? She responded with what? Or any wrestlers against AJ Lee? Yay, oh man, chess. So all the responses we've got, we finally caught up with comments. It's awesome. But at this point, though, it's so yeah, no, Mika, she's not gonna come back to WWE.
No.
So no, she's not gonna come back. I think though she's been talking about like staying independent for right now. And we'll see if she ever does decide to come back to WWE. I don't think she will.
She's not. Just because how strict WWE's been getting, and she had more freedom at other promotions to do more of her things, and she does do small little bookings here and there, which is, And
I feel like she doesn't want the schedule anymore like that. She wants more of her own schedule and just do whatever she wants. Or more like a Legends comeback schedule, stuff like that.
So overall, look, how do you grade overall this whole year? Okay, let's put it this way. Every side of the map, how do you see this year? 2024 was a great year for wrestling.
It was a fantastic year for wrestling.
Yeah, 2024 will revive a lot of fans to watch the product. I feel like 2025 had a lot of potential, but
it fumbled a lot.
Well, as the year went by and the months kept going, it looked up, and then it just went all the way sky down
with no little pause. Like letting you guys know, hey, it's about to happen. It just
we did also see that. See, here's the thing: WWE had a lot of momentum when they did sign some stars, and let's put it this way: I feel like they fumble with Penta.
Horribly fumble with Penta.
I told people I'm not really hyped to see Penta in WWE. I get it, and Penta's there for a paycheck. But overall, they're not going to do this man justice, and they have it. And I get it. He got injured. But before he got injured, what he was doing? He was getting squashed week by week by week by week. Now that he's back, he returned tonight.
Yeah.
Do you see him winning a fucking title next year?
I'll tell you this. Bring back him and Rey Fenix. It has to happen, dude. It's if right now, if your tag team division is suffering so much, and right now you could just say, hey, we just got the Usos come back and be brothers, and they're tag team champions, why not the actual brothers, which is Penta and Ray?
Do you see Penta and Ray going to AAA and winning their titles instead?
I see that one.
And unfortunately, that doesn't really do too much justice in my eyes.
No.
I really do. So we did see the debut of the Penta, but overall, how do you see his run? WWE graded.
Charisma, A.
But that's natural for him.
That A.
That was AEW
Yeah.
charisma. Yeah.
Otherwise, though, run with wrestling and everything, because of the moments, C minus, solid C.
I give it a D plus.
That was
just because it was more of a squash thing. It's nice to see him get it popped, but if you look at overall his run with AEW compared to his run in WWE,
oh god, that's so fantastic.
eh,
I just feel though that like WWE when they signed Ray had an idea to bring them together, but it just hasn't worked. They tried the whole Andrade thing, which wasn't great. And it's like right now, coming 2026, figure out a way to get Ray and Penta together and let them showcase what they can actually do, not just in AAA, but here in the WWE.
The original idea was they wanted both of the men single run because they saw the potential that Penta had as a single, and they saw the style that Ray has because Ray has a really
fantastic style, dude.
Yeah, wrestling style. He's very charismatic on that. They want him as singles guys. And now I think it's the brothers pushing for themselves to be tag team once again, which I hope they do because right now they're not doing much. We did also see that Jordan Grace did get signed. She's doing pretty good work in NXT. I would hope for 2026 prediction that she gets signed into the main roster.
Jordan Grace?
Yes, Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
SmackDown Raw, I don't care, man. This woman is built for the main roster.
She is.
Now your boy Joe Henry got signed into WWE itself. Now, your thoughts and opinion. Let's be real.
He's a jobber with a joke.
Look, the man has a lot of potential, though.
He has so much charisma, potential, everything.
He was a big shot. He made it on his own. Not WWE, not even TNA. It was really all him going viral with his songs.
And he wrote the song, too.
Yeah. So, he had a lot of charisma. Do you see this as another Jey Uso, LA Knight? I don't know. The list goes on, man.
So we got a lot of comments we got to read. Hold on. We're going to go from here with Nick. I wonder what the current regimen of women look like. Liv, Roxanne, Tiffany, Jade, etc. feel about older talent coming back and taking their spots. And are they excited to be in the ring with them? Like,
no.
Not. Well, that you can actually answer that. Victory Ducks. Paige's neck is fucked. I'm surprised she ever got cleared. She's a shadow of her former self, unfortunately.
I agreed. I mean, she couldn't even wrestle that long in AEW. I don't even know why she wants to make a return.
Victory Ducks, just like Britt Baker in AEW, she's not needed anymore. But she was great for the time that she was there. But she's not. But she's been surpassed by far by superior women's.
Pause that thought. Britt Baker. So funny thing is this: on the press conference when Jon Moxley lost her tooth. And I think Renee Dupree was mentioning about that. They did say, does anyone know a good dentist? But they don't want to mention Britt Baker. Here's another thing. Do we see, prediction-wise, for 2026, does anyone see Britt Baker making a return to wrestling? And if she does, is she getting out of her contract for AEW, making amends, and showing back up in AEW? Or do we finally see her jump ship to another promotion? What do you think, real quick?
I've been thinking that she's going to jump ship for a while.
Do you think she gets out of her contract?
Yeah.
This year?
Probably. Because I think that's what she just hasn't really been televised. If you think about it, it was a spot to put Mercedes Moné over.
We're going to have to wait and see, but I hope she returns at some point. Continue on.
So, Hunter Hearst Hogan fumbled the bag. Penta Styles does not fit WWE. Same with Ray, LOL, and Ray burned that AEW bridge. But no way AEW is a promotion of the year. Sports Illustrated smoking they're smoking that good stuff.
Oh, okay. So if it's not AEW,
I actually responded a little bit. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah. Every pay-per-view AEW put on this year was a 6 out of 10 or higher. Mika responded, Gas Penta. I forgot Penta got injured. I see him winning one. She does see him winning a title. Victory Ducks, only other company that could be above AEW CMLL. And
I could agree that.
Her response was, yes, I see him winning a title. Maybe they want Britt to take over Ray's spot. Probably when is Ray going to retire? Like Rey Mysterio is super coolers, but like he looks tired and I low-key feel bad when he gets hurt badly.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's up there, but I get it.
I give him about 3 more years, 3 to 4 years.
I was going to say 4. I see him
Yeah.
with 4. Jordan Grace is weird. I have no idea why she turned down all that money she was making on OnlyFans to sign with WWE. She's definitely off the juice now, though. I did love her TNA.
I don't think she was making that much money in OnlyFans, because if she was, she wouldn't have jumped to WWE. She would have stayed with OnlyFans like the rest of the ex-wrestlers.
Like Mandy Rose.
Yeah. Well, there's more than that, huh?
That's true. Hey guys, make me believe in Joe Henry. Okay, here you go. That's the best I got. She says Joe Henry. Joe Henry has the charisma, but his mid in the ring. I could see it.
But that's the thing. When you're good on the mic, you can still be mid in the ring. I mean, the end of Austin's, after the neck injury, Austin was technically mid in the ring, but made it work, though.
I think she's going to hang up her boots and go into dentistry for
Baker. Well, I don't know. Here's the issue with Britt is that we do hear about that attitude, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say who's at fault here, but if she brings that attitude in every other promotion, like they say she has, then she has no other option but continue her career in dental.
Yeah, literally.
But we're waiting to see 2026. Let's see the return of Brits in some form of capacity instead of being bench all the year around. What else we got?
So, she was making $1 to $3 million on OnlyFans.
I call that cap, dude. I'm sorry. I don't see people knowing Jordan Grace like that back then compared to now.
Every month. She'll make $1 to $3 million OnlyFans every month.
See, that's the thing. I doubt she's gonna go from that money and wrestling in TNA to go to WWE to make pennies to the dollar.
But, so NXT contracts are like what, 75, 125?
That's what I'm saying. Pennies to the dollar. There's no way. There's no way she was making $1 to $3 million. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, like Mandy Rose. No, my phone is about to die. No. Austin didn't become mid in the ring. He changed his style and became a brawler, and it fit him very well, in my opinion. She has a 7%. Go charge your phone, mija. But Austin didn't need to be an in-ring specimen to make it. Whew. Caught up again.
Yeah, so Joe Henry, man, your boy. What do you think overall? Is he going to win his title? Any titles? Give him one title. Give him one title. What do you think? Any title? Tag team?
Probably tag team with NXT North American Championship.
Tag team with R-Truth, Ron Killings. I like their pairing, actually.
That'd be funny. That'd be awesome.
LA Knight. Let's give a prediction right now. All right. LA Knight. Is this LA Knight's year?
No.
do you see him winning a title? Give him something.
Intercontinental at most.
I'm gonna put it this way. I think this is LA Knight gets a better year this year. I'm gonna go off of a limb. I really do.
Okay, I'll read the comments. I don't know where my charger is. Yeah, she just literally just said, yeah. I would love to see Randy Orton bringing the punt back. First victim, Joe Henry.
First victim, okay. Well, look, let's talk about that then. I'm gonna go with prediction. LA Knight has a better year. Now here's another kicker. Randy Orton, does he turn heel finally? Does he fucking turn on Cody?
How about this? Does he come back? And when?
Eventually he is. He always has his off seasons himself, personally. He's gonna come back. But is he finally gonna turn on Cody, or does Cody turn on him?
I feel like Randy's gonna turn on Cody
this year. Are you sure about that though?
I could see it happening. And again,
how long have we been simmering this though? Let's just talk about that.
It's been simmering for a while, dude. And I feel like
a while though, it's a half a year.
Yeah, I mean, because unfortunately, when you have a part-timer, it sucks. That's why you can't. It just sucks, dude. Like it sucks.
He wasn't a part-timer though from the beginning to all the way till October. That's not a part-timer. That was actually a full-on wrestler. Right now he's taking some time off. But that's my thing. Do we finally get the heel turn, or do you think Triple H is just too scared to mess around with that right now?
I don't know why. Randy Orton does way better work as a heel.
Seth Rollins, where's he put in place for next year?
Finally off the injury shelf, and after WrestleMania, it's about June.
Does he return into the Vision angle?
No. Oh, the only angle he's gonna come back in is like a fight with either Braun Breaker or the Bronze or even Logan Paul.
Well, let's talk about his what's his name right now?
His replacement Logan Paul.
Not a replacement Logan Paul, Austin Theory. Do you think that the theories are true that Austin Theory is working with Seth Rollins to get revenge on the Vision?
I could see that, but at the
There's-
same time, it's like you don't know what you're doing with Austin Theory. Then
Well, the point is that Seth Rollins has hired a hitman to get back at them, and there's still one more guy to be revealed, and they're thinking that the guy could be Montez Ford because they had issues
Yeah.
between So
Okay,
there's a
then.
lot of theories going around, and can we see Seth Rollins come back in some sort of form by maybe January 5th? Maybe he screws Braun Breaker out of the title. Does Braun win January 5th? Let's talk about that.
no.
And so how's he going to lose? He's not going to lose clean. WWE is not going to make Braun lose clean. There has to be an interference. There has to be someone that costs someone the match. Who is that someone? Who do we get now? That's a tough question.
Yeah,
Do you think Braun's going to lose clean?
I could see it happening.
I don't.
could.
I don't. Not even 100%. I do not see Triple H pulling that trigger.
LA Knight is another one. A few more comments. LA Knight is another one of those that has all the charisma in the world, but he's dreadful in the ring to me. I'm sorry, LOL. That's Victory Ducks. I don't see him maybe next year, but I don't know. That's Mika. She's saying, hi, I hear voices in my head. And no, Cody, she understands the fact I'm talking about Randy, not Cody turning heel. They talk to me, they understand, they talk to me. Also, Jordan Grace confirmed in an interview with Sean Ross Sapp that she took a pay cut to sign with WWE, and she was a millionaire before signing with WWE, and no way TNA was paying her close.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Now you got me invested on that.
She's singing, and she's actually saying, oh, Austin Theory. I can see that though. Basically, Austin Theory working as
that's what I'm thinking
as
too.
a sniper.
Yeah.
Triple H is the king of cautious.
Honestly, dude, he's very conservative the last couple of months. He's just very
It's been a while that he's been conservative, which wasn't him at all with Black and Gold NXT.
Well, it's because he was running one little promotion, one little brand compared to two giant brands now. I think he's just scared to lose his fucking job at this point. It's been lackluster. Okay, another theory. Do you see WWE as a whole getting better next year? Do you see it picking back up? Not like what it used to be, maybe like from a 2024 perspective, but do you think it could get any worse than 2025 was? Do you see it bouncing back up, even a grade?
Couple comments first. Mika said no. I thought you said Cody was turning on Randy. Whoever, no, yeah, Randy's turning on Cody. Nick said, it's that Trump affiliation, isn't it? I can see it. To answer your question, what do you grade WWE this year overall?
D.
Okay. Do you see them going better?
I don't know. That's why I was going to get your opinion before I give you mine.
I will give them D plus.
Any predictions for this year to make it better, though?
You actually just had Carmelo Hayes win the title, which was
start.
great. Yeah, it was a very great start.
The Usos didn't win the titles.
Congratulations to them. Did they need to? I could see why they needed to win.
I think it's good because at this point we don't get main event Jey Uso anymore.
Thanks, Lord.
So it's a good thing right now. It's a good start. Just like AEW right now with MJF winning. In my opinion, Jon Moxley winning. I think this is a good start for both companies. Predictions for both. What do you think?
I can't wait to see three stages of hell between Cody and Drew.
Okay.
It's been a long time since we've seen one of those matches, so this is going to be great to see.
And this should just end the feud because the feud has been too long.
This should be the one that does end it. And I see them coming back later on, but like honestly, dude, this is why I said about WWE that they do too many back-to-back matches that they don't need to do.
Do we get shorter pay-per-views for those?
I don't think we're going to get shorter. I think we're still going to stay about 4, maybe 5 matches.
But do you think that's the key right now?
No, it's not. I think honestly,
do you think we get a bump?
I hope we do. I mean, you and I talked about it. If you want to have a short pay-per-view, cool. do about 6-7. You know, go ahead and make out 6-7. You go ahead and do that with that whole regimen where you have them have about 6 matches where you can have the one filler, what's like cool concessions, bathroom, whatever, but then banger after banger after banger, one mid banger banger, you know. So it's like there goes your 5, and then 6 is again your filler because that's the sweet spot. That's where it's like people are not bored, people are not like complaining about it. It doesn't feel too short and it doesn't feel too long. For the love of God's sakes, just eliminate so many fucking advertisements. That's all I had to say to that.
Can you give me a wild prediction that's gonna happen next year? A wild one. It doesn't obviously it's not gonna be accurate, but give me your wildest prediction of 2026 that you think is gonna come by in both companies.
Wild prediction. Wild prediction.
I'm gonna give you mine for AEW.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Will Ospreay comes back from his injuries because
Mhm.
he's had a long injury, probably closer to late summer, and finally captures the gold. Because I think they come back to Wembley next year.
Yeah.
He's gonna win his gold at Wembley. I think that's what's gonna finally happen.
That place is gonna fucking pop if he wins at Wembley.
And I think it's gonna happen. That's my wild prediction for AEW side. I'll give you my WWE side, even bigger, but I want to hear yours.
AEW, I could actually see yours. Will Ospreay coming back. I feel like he's gonna beat MJF at Wembley.
I don't know if MJF holds that title because I don't feel like they have these guys hold the title for too long in AEW side. But we'll see.
And then hold on, a few more comments. Rich Redux. I'll be generous with WWE this year from what I watched. I'll give them a C. They have a shot at becoming great. They have potential with good matches. Example: Kevin Owens versus Zayn. Please don't make any falls a lumberjack match, for God's sakes. Always any falls count anywhere or a lumberjack match. I wish they put more emphasis on wrestling because they have incredible talent, and I hate that they don't get to showcase it. I'm tired of mid wrestlers like Jey Uso in the main event. I'm tired of Drew losing all the time. Cody is boring in mid. I thought this is an AEW too. I just wish WWE would let people wrestle. Maybe I'm asking too much. Mika, but I haven't seen Cody in a while though. I think he was on SmackDown though. He is on SmackDown. Bailey prediction. Bailey going to AEW. Wild card prediction.
That's a good one. See, there's been talks that when her contract expires, it could happen. Do I think it's better for her? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think so. Put it this way. At this point, we already seen that Bailey's been more of a role of a natty, where she's gonna put over the younger talents. Now that's up to Bailey whether she wants to have that role in WWE or not. I don't think she does. And I do see her going with her best friend, Mercedes Moné, across the pond. And I feel like Tony Khan will throw her a bunch of cash to join. And in a way, I feel like this is going to piss off Triple H a lot.
So that is his baby girl. That is the one he did, really did, push to go forward.
But do you blame Bailey at that point?
No.
I would just hop on it. I'd probably be better for her in the other side right now.
It would.
Especially having a tag team with her and Moné again. That would be nice.
A few more things. My favorite comments of the night are back, which is what's the guy? Nick Russo. Hold on, where is this? I'm telling you this, bro. This show needs more parking lot matches, more parking lot brawls, bro. If 2026 is not the year of parking lot brawls, bro, the creative is cooked, bro. Mm-hmm. I think Bailey can have amazing matches in AEW, and Mercedes Moné is her best friend. I'm so fucking stoked that Han got signed to AEW. She's been busting her ass for years on the indies.
Yeah, she has, and I agree with that. Your wild prediction, man.
Drum
roll.
How was it doing for WWE?
Yes.
Drew beats Cody for the title.
Okay, nice. For that be what? This January 5th?
Yeah, no, not January 5th. Are they doing it January 5th?
I thought they were doing this 3 stages, January 5th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot about that part.
So that's when you think he's gonna win the title, or
could be.
I would hope so.
And you know what I hope they do? I hope they do like one match, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
You know what my crazy prediction
Hit
is?
me.
The Rock returns. The Rock finally starts finishing his key pieces to his Bloodline storyline and starts going on Roman Reigns to finish off the story. The final boss returns in some sort of capacity. If it's not in the beginning of the year, it's more towards the end as they set themselves for WrestleMania Saudi.
Yep, I can see that happening
Yeah.
too.
So at some point, we're going to see The Rock come back in that capacity. And I could really see that happening because the Saudis did not just pay all this fucking money to get
No,
some random match in their eyes. They want The Rock, they want Roman Reigns, and they're going to get it.
they are.
Yeah.
So, couple more things. Disappointment of the year for me is Siri coming to the States. If I butchered her name, I completely do
Yeah.
apologize. I think her injury ruined her excursion over here. Was so excited to see her in AEW, Ring of Honor.
It did in a way. It did mess up her run. I was excited too. Let's just hope for the best when she returns eventually. When is that? Who knows? Time period. I just hope for the best at this point.
Best promotion of the year for me is New Japan Pro Wrestling and then AEW. We're going to have $7 promotion take over creative.
Why not?
She's already wrestling in Japan again.
Oh, that's good. Awesome. I didn't know that actually. No,
sorry, TJPW, not New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I was gonna say, yeah.
My bad. I'm
what
sorry.
is TJPW?
Yeah, please tell us because we actually don't know.
Not New TJ. Trying to figure that out. But look, in the meantime, I don't know, man. It's just been a crazy year. Overall, there's a lot of drama, man.
Oh, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Okay.
There's been a lot of drama with superstars.
Yeah.
I mean, RVD had a lot of backlash with the Rampage Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of backlash with Michelle McCool with Undertaker's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, how she said, no, I'm famous, not because of my husband, or I didn't get into the Hall of Fame because of my husband. I got in the Hall of Fame because I revolutionized the women's.
Do you notice every single woman from that era keeps saying that she revolutionized it? You notice that? Every single woman said the same thing.
No comments on that one, but I find that funny. We did get, unfortunately, the passing of Hulk Hogan. That, to me, that was the more shocking moment of the year because no one saw that coming. No one saw his health depleting. We heard the rumors. We thought there were lies. And then it just happened. It's just, despite how you feel about Hulk Hogan, if you don't like him, that's perfectly fine. You could admit that. I have no argument against that because he has been said some obviously awful stuff in the past. But to me, it's a shocker. It really was to see the man finally go out, and we heard nothing about it. It's just kind of jaw-dropping that it happened. And
how it happened.
And I don't know about you guys, but it kind of felt like the vibe that we kind of went down for a couple of days because it's like you lost your last big legend. Like, yeah, we still have Cena, we still have Austin, but this guy was larger than life. You know, we talk about the 80s golden years. He was the 80s golden years.
And it was the 90s.
He was in the 90s too. He dominated two eras.
Really did.
So it was just shocking to see him go and the way he went out. And we didn't hear too much about him. I know we had that American Freestyle that did kicked off in this year, but the way he went out, it was just really shocking. To this day, to me, it's just one of those shocking feelings that this felt like the last one we had was Bray Wyatt and Brody Lee recently.
Mm-hmm.
This felt like
versus Brody Lee and then Bray.
Yeah, which this felt like those two that just happened out of nowhere.
I see your point on that. I feel like Hogan's passing though was one of those situations where it made you realize, like, damn, like just it was really much of a shocker because you didn't see it coming. It hurt regardless, dude. I teared up when he cried. Excuse me, when he died. I'm sorry, I apologize. When he passed, I teared up. I was like, damn, dude, like this. I saw him wrestle. I was a fan. I got hyped for the guitar coming out, the pointing in the ear and everything.
The hulking up.
hulking up, you know. It's like, and you just you saw that, dude. It was awesome to see.
And we also had some bad times with Hogan. Like I said, we see everything.
Mm-hmm.
But look, man, he came from a different era, and there's no excuse. It's just the man was set in his ways already. But you can't deny his state of wrestling, what he did for it.
It's again, like I said, it's like Triple H said, and it's true. We would not be where we are today if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan.
I mean, Vince himself said
I
it
think
too.
Vince, Tony Khan, regardless how you feel about the man, if Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan didn't do what he did in the 80s to really get above and be larger than life than what he was back then, we would not be watching what we're watching today.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be having this awesome conversation we had with everybody.
Yeah, we wouldn't have podcasts.
No,
wrestling would end up being as big as
we
it
probably
was.
wouldn't even have a WrestleMania and anything. You know, we
It was
wouldn't
built
have
around him.
It was built. Everything was built around him, man. And I was like, you lost one of the major pillars of wrestling, not just WWE, of wrestling itself.
Mm-hmm.
So our thoughts and condolences again go out to the Hogan family, and may he rest in paradise.
Yeah,
that's all I can
it's
say.
A shocker. Yeah, it was a shocker. Let's get back to these comments.
When you say Gunther's heat is manufactured heat?
That's a good question. What do you think? I'm gonna say
I think it's natural, dude.
I want to say it's manufactured because it's not like Roman Reigns heat when he beat the Undertaker. I felt like that was heat.
Yeah,
this is more of a we knew this was gonna happen type of heat.
But he's still getting it though. It's awesome. Victory actually kind of agrees with me. I love Gunther eating the shit out of the heat regardless. LOL. Probably bad theory off topic, even though even though it's not gonna happen. Rhea and Io win the tag team championships, and then Liv and Rhea get friends again, and Rhea distances from Io, and they lose the tag team championships. Then like you get the point, but sorry for bringing up Rhea and Liv a lot. Oh yeah, sure. Michelle and Triple H is head of creative because he worked super hard like everyone else.
Yeah. Apparently,
am I the only one that really didn't care about AJ Lee returning? She's okay, but like when she was popular, she was in with a lot of pretty meh wrestlers.
We kind of did forget about that. We had the return of AJ Lee. Apparently we don't have a fan of the return, so that's fine. Two fans.
Yeah, how am I supposed to believe that AJ Lee is a physical threat like Becky Lynch treating like AJ like she is Nia Jax or something? We'd be talking about sports cars.
Yeah. So what do you think about the return then? Apparently we had two fans that are not fans of AJ Lee's return. I thought it was good. Not the biggest fan of AJ Lee myself, but for her time in the era of the Divas era, she stood out. She kind of revolutionized the next set of wave of women that you could stand out now and you could stand on your own. You have to look like this certain image. You could look like me. You could wrestle like me. You could be good on the mic like me. And I'm not saying she was like one of the best women in all time, but she kind of did revolutionize it in the way. To me, she was the one that stuck out, and she was the one that revolutionized the game compared to Michelle, Nikki, and everybody else that from that era that said they're the ones who did it.
Yeah,
she's the one that also didn't get along with none of them.
She really didn't.
No, she had a lot of heat backstage, and there's a lot of talk that she knew she had heat and she didn't care,
which is awesome.
Yeah. I thought the return was good, but like I said, I'm not the biggest AJ Lee fan, but I thought it was great for what it was. Hearts.
Hey, cute. So, she said two hearts because we're talking about AJ Lee. I still cannot believe Nikki Bella's in the fucking Hall of Fame, laughing my fucking ass off.
I mean, we have, okay, but compared to let me ask you something. Between Michelle McCool and Nikki Bella, who's the bigger star? Be real.
Nikki. Sadly, it took me a while to think about it, but Nikki.
Exactly. So it's just what it is at this point. If we had Michelle McCool, I still would think we'll have Nikki Bella at this point. We have a lot of people that went to the Hall of Fame that we don't understand why.
Yeah.
It's not just Nikki Bella. Come on, it's a lot more. Like I have a crush on Nikki Bella. All right, so maybe a little soft spot. Look, she's fucking gorgeous still for her age. It's just my opinion. Her wrestling does suck. But for God's sakes, leave her alone, man.
He
Shit.
says laughing my fucking ass off.
Look, we have a lot of questionable Hall of Famers. We can just go into this, but we'll be here all night questioning all these Hall of Famers that are into it. Okay. Do you think,
bro, you
that's-
think that's bad? Given a few years, we're gonna see you and Maria in the Hall of Fame.
hey, why not? And those two moments where you know what almost came off, I thought it was golden segments that we can never replicate once again. You know.
And John Cena saving her, and then her breaking Zack Ryder's heart. Fantastic.
But no, dude. Overall, this fucking
Oh, yeah.
Did they
That's
actually-
funny. Put
they-
Sonny back in the Hall of Fame while you're at it.
I thought she's still in the Hall of Fame.
I thought she still was. Did
Yeah.
they call her Hall of Famer when she got arrested?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So also we did have the return of Brock Lesnar. Controversial as it is, do you think it's the right call at all?
If you're gonna have him retire, then yes, it's the right call.
But what has he done since then?
What he's done since he always come back, take a long time off.
So was it
on.
necessary?
Just for this, just to give him his good, just to get him his good feel.
I don't think it's necessary. I think at this point, I think they could have gone without him. Actually, I don't think there was no point in bringing him back. There's no point of squashing John Cena, coming back to Survivor Series, kind of messing up that match itself. Overall, I think it's just overhyped at this point. I don't think there's no necessary reason we should have even brought him back at all. My personal opinion. I think she got removed. I don't know. I think she still.
I'm actually checking this right now.
I think she just sold her Hall of Fame ring,
Yeah.
but she didn't get removed. She just sold it. But also, Ric Flair did the same thing. But obviously, since these boys with Triple H, it didn't really matter.
So here, from a year ago, Sonny is still official in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And so far, it hasn't changed.
She sold her ring, but she never got out of it.
So February 26, 2025, despite her conviction, Stitch remains in the WWE Hall of Fame, making her the first inductee. So basically, yeah, Stitch being her legal name.
Well, the reason why is
Stitch.
why would WWE acknowledge to take her out, which would just brings more eyes to the negativity.
Yeah.
Instead, they're just gonna ignore and be like, "Well, she's already in there. We don't have to say shit." It doesn't make any sense. Okay, put Barry Horowitz in the Hall of Fame. Okay, why not? I mean, put
You know what?
everybody.
Let me go ahead and talk about this one. Since they always want to talk about a wrestling celebrity ring. Why not Andy Kaufman?
Yeah, I'm not. Is he not in the Hall of Fame? No.
Last time I
that's
checked,
just
he was
stupid.
never been brought in, or never even anything about Andy Kaufman being in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, wasn't he the first celebrity to actually do what he did?
Controversial take, and we're not gonna get politics. Trump. Why not just put his fucking? He's actually
You
done
don't-
lots.
I know, but you don't want to put him in because it's not going to be pretty right
Well,
now.
once he done.
Even then, no.
Well, wait? Let me ask you something. How's it not pretty when WWE's affiliated with Trump?
It's just going to make it worse, though.
It's. I don't think anybody cares at this point. I really don't. Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
No, well, that's the thing that we already have. WWE's taking pictures with the guy. It's not to get any worse than that. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking Nick Russo, he's awesome. Do you believe Cena saying we needed Brock to squash me so the AJ match felt bigger? It could be it. I do believe it.
I don't. No.
I could see why though.
No, not at all. I'm sorry. Look, there's no reason that Brock should have came back. There was no reason to give that spot to Brock Lesnar. You could have gave that to Braun Breaker. You could have gave that to Gunther, for God's sakes. Earlier, you could have given that to Obafemi. Put some young stars, but why give this old piece of shit guy another fucking squash match? It did nothing for Cena. It did nothing for Brock. It did nothing for that pay-per-view. It was one of the worst matches of the night. The fans were mad. We were all mad at home. There was more negativity than positive. I think Cena's just being a corporate puppet to say that. Obviously, to save face.
It's funny.
I don't agree with it. Not even close. My personal opinion.
Let's go back to this. Victory Ducks 88, but legendary jobber. Again, Nick Russo. Bro, if Trump goes in, bro, it's gonna be huge, bro. Come on, bro.
It would be.
Cena, the PR trained perfect politician.
I believe, give it about 5-7 years, he would be in there, due to the fact that he's actually, and like I said, we're not getting into politics, but he actually has helped the McMahons a lot.
He really has. I mean, remember, Linda is his Secretary of Education right now.
And Triple H is good friends with them. And overall, I think they will do business together. And just give it some time. It's a wild prediction about 2 to 3 years from now.
I bet Triple H is the kind of guy to put himself in the Hall of Fame for being the greatest booker in WWE history.
He would do that. I mean, he fucking Unreal. He just created Unreal just to be him, to be front and center of the TV. This guy's a fucking look. What I want is less Triple H on my TV screen, and if you have him, turn him heel for God's sakes. I'm getting tired of this.
Bring back the Authority.
No. I do not want to have half an hour segments of the Authorities open up Raw every week against. Bring back an actual old school heel like Vince was, not no Authority figure. I'm tired of that shit. I don't think you guys remember. Authority was ass. It sucked. We hated him. We were talking about getting rid of them. And when we finally did, people are asking them to get no Authority. We want a full heel, comedic heel, for God's sakes.
Bring back the Raw anonymous general manager and have her reveal this Triple H.
Well, who was the revealed at the time?
Hornswoggle.
That was just stupid. That was another Vince smart.
Hornswoggle underneath the ring with the laptop.
Yeah, it was another Vince smart reveal characters.
You mean like his illegitimate bastards?
Yeah, but look, overall, man, it's been a crazy year. Let's just talk about one more rumor.
Okay.
One more prediction, and that is Jericho. We heard little rumbles that Jericho's contract is going to be done. Jericho supposedly is going to head to WWE. Jericho's pointing all signs, directions there. Jericho's in good shape. Jericho spotted with Kevin Owens. Jericho's hinting at the fact that he's kind of bashing at AEW, so that means he's going to join WWE. No one can say besides the man himself, but I think we're all about 80% favor that he's going to return to WWE. Mm-hmm. And if he does, do you see this as a good, smart move on his half?
If he's going to retire, yes.
But after the way you saw Cena get booked,
no.
So how is this smart? This is my question.
Why not? You just get the money.
But if Tony Khan was paying you this much, as much as WWE's, I mean, is it really a smart move?
So let's go a couple more comments. I like the anonymous general manager gimmick until they fumble the reveal. Jericho did his thing for AEW when he was needed. His last 2-3 years have been pretty much meh. He constantly made himself bigger than the people he was trying to elevate. Tony Khan, I personally prevented Chris from resigning because I was in fear for my life.
Could see that. Okay, let's just say this. If he does return, when does he return?
Rumble.
What about January 5th? Because that's the big rumor now. That Netflix wants something big. And the biggest thing that they're saying is that supposedly, this is a rumor. This is not, look, this is as stupid as it's going to sound. But I heard something today that Netflix is doing a Stranger Things
collab. Yes, they are.
Which I think is dumb. Because I just hate these gimmicks fucking theme. It was like back when Vince did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just stupid. But regardless how I feel, it doesn't matter. Now they're saying that Jericho is going to do this Stranger Things gimmick on January 5th as his comeback. Does that not sound like something WWE would actually do to debut him?
I could see it.
Yeah,
I just hate the fact that they haven't done like any promos anymore like they used to.
Well, that's the thing. That's my whole point. It just doesn't seem like there's no teases. There's no build up. And if he does come in the Rumble, he's not going to win. What is there left for Jericho to do? I don't know. That's the thing. The way I've seen this whole Cena thing, it makes me realize that everybody's going to retire next. It's just going to get squashed. If you gave the worst year to one of your GOAT of
to the
wrestling.
GOAT of WWE.
Imagine everybody else that's left
Literally.
retired. It's going to be horrible.
Few more things. WWE. Well, his contract is up, and his
By the end of
contract
the
is
year.
up tomorrow night at midnight.
Mhm.
I'm in Illinois, so about 47 hours from now. Another masked man who was revealed as Chris Jericho, and he is now the leader of the division. ? Bye, chat. I'm leaving. I'm at 3%. I actually love Stranger Things, and we're gonna watch the final. So the finale of the series. But yeah, they are doing a collab with Stranger Things on January 5th.
I think it's just look, man. I get it. It's Netflix. I just don't like it because I never liked these
Collabs.
I didn't like it when Vince did it with all these other collabs. I think he did it with the Three Stooges. Remember
I think so.
the reboot? And look, it is what it is. Jericho, though, will we pop when we see him? Yes. Does he come with a new gimmick though?
No, I see because that's still Y2J. Triple H to Brock Lesnar. Hey pal, Chris is coming back. You're gonna work Chris and squash him in 5 minutes. Rock to Triple H works for me.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Honestly, as sad as it is, I really see it happening. Another question. So this is a big one. Theme song. What's it gonna be? Do we get old school Jericho?
I hope we get old school Jericho because it's if you want the pop again, bring back Break the Walls Down.
But so here's the thing, dude.
But yeah, we all remember, and we all know him
like
now.
Judas.
Yeah, I love Judas.
There's people that sing Judas. Remember? Yeah. So that's a hard one. I prefer Judas. I think you do this. You do the countdown to people to recognize, and then you just break out Judas. That's it. What else we got?
So Judas. So he said Judas. Victory Ducks. They'll 100% use Break the Walls Down. They might switch to Fozzy though. They want that nostalgic pop.
That's what I'm saying. Do the countdown, the old countdown. But when you get to 0, instead of Break the Walls, you could do the Break the Walls. I think for a new Jericho, and I mean, it just makes more sense. Look, if you really want to put Jericho as a big person out there, give him his own theme song now. Make him feel like a fucking $1 million, and let's just go with it already.
I'll pop for Jericho because he finally won't be a terror in AEW anymore.
So put it this: I don't think he's gonna retire fully in WWE. I think he's going for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he's coming back to AEW. In the end of the day, I feel like he's gonna go back. He just wants one more run, but once it's over, he's back to AEW. And when AEW eventually does their Hall of Fame, he's going to be one of the first ones inducted to it. One of the first ones. It has
to be.
It'll be Sting or him.
It has to be him.
Another prediction. I feel like we're finally going to get a Hall of Fame.
For AEW?
Yeah. It's about time.
I thought we already did, though, with Brody Lee. I thought he was already in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he is, actually.
I thought he would. No, but I'm saying I thought AEW put him like in a special spot, like for him. I thought it was like I thought it was a Hall of Fame. Okay.
I don't remember hearing about that. Might be right. I don't know.
Stinger Owen is going to be number 1.
Oh yeah, Owen Hart Cup, which makes sense, and Martha did give the nod to them. So see, that's the nice part is that at least we get to see Owen finally get his spot in the Hall of Fame. Eventually, it's going to happen. I'm just glad he's getting notoriety. I'm glad that Martha gives that special permission to a wrestling promotion. So congrats to AEW for winning that. Honestly, that's a big one. But overall, man, it's been a crazy year. Great year for us. Thank you very much for everybody out there for commenting every week, for liking, subscribing to us.
Everything. We really appreciate it, guys.
We're going to be here every Monday. We're going to try to get more shows out there, more live streams for the New Year's. That's going to be our resolution, is to get more live streams out there, do maybe a couple of PLEs, get some more content out there. Just more shorts in general. We're just going to do more things. We're going to expand as much as we can.
We're definitely going to put in a lot of work this year.
What else?
Would you want WrestlePalooza to make a return next year? That's why I was saying no.
Yeah. I mean, no, I won't, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a question if we want it. It's more of it's just going to happen.
Let's have no War Games matches next year.
New Year's resolution, guys, make one out there real quick. But to us, that's really what it is. It's
Yep.
just we're gonna do more product out there. We're gonna do more PLEs,
Gonna be more on time.
More on time. We're gonna do maybe another show eventually. Probably just expand things, man. We're trying to expand it. We appreciate everybody out there commenting every week. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. Hitting that like, subscribe button. And dude, let's just keep it strong,
Keep
man.
it strong, dude. Honestly, it's been awesome.
Yep. But look, what else we got? A couple.
Would you guys consider doing live streams while shows are live, watch alongs? Yeah, actually, we're gonna do it. We're definitely talking. We've been definitely talking about doing a couple of them pretty soon.
We if anything, we might test the waters out with the Royal Rumble. We might try that out and just see how that goes.
Depending if I work today, I may be here a little bit late, but I'll be here.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna try the Rumble and see how that goes. So, and then from there we could just see, see how Chamber goes, see how Mania goes, see how the rest of the PLEs for the week.
I do have a warning for you guys though. I do tend to like feel the moment that I'm there, so you guys may hear me kind of getting all excited.
The way we do live stream is this: we do play-by-play commentary.
We do.
And it's like we're commentators,
Commentators, but we're also fans. We're still fans, so I'll crash out. I have crashed out multiple times.
Yeah, so. Crash out. Yeah. Obviously, we have to crash out for those oh my god moments. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just like
they do on
JR did back then. Oh my god,
Michael Cole.
I mean, I like old Michael Cole. I like old commentary Michael Cole. I don't like new Michael Cole. I'm sorry. It's time for him to retire at some point.
Can it be? It is. Oh my.
Oh my. It's game.
It's boss time.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Michael Cole. God, it's boss time. But yeah, man, it's the future for us. Look, we appreciate you guys. We hope to see you in the next year. You guys be safe out there. You have a wonderful New Year's.
Have a wonderful New Year's. Enjoy it. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the subscribes. Please guys hit that little bell that's going to tell you the notifications when we come on. Last comment I want to read: the big dog is gonna hunt. To everybody, thank you. Y'all have a good night. Peace.